And just a fantastic game between both teams. That final score, 41-35. So Cedar got that win. A little different scenario here. First of all, we were playing in the morning and kind of a home game for the Cedar Reds here.
Yeah, technically a neutral site game, but just down the street. Everyone sleeps in their own beds when it's the state football tournament, right? It's not like basketball where you're spending multiple days at certain sites, but certainly for the Reds, a short drive for them to make it over here to SUU compared to the other teams that will be playing here today. As you mentioned, Cam, it was a 41-35 game back on October 10th. Juab led, like you said, it was 21-0. Cedar gets a score just before the half, and really that third quarter is what got Cedar back, not just in the game, but put them ahead as well.
Yeah, and Cedar just kind of went to a running attack, and they just went. And I think, everybody will talk about this. Comes down to Cedar's quarterback, Everett Kelling. He rushed for almost 200 yards in that game, 196, which for a quarterback, that's telling you a lot right there.
Yeah, something about quarterbacks wearing 40s this year. I didn't think that'd be popular till at least another year after seeing Bear Bachmeier this year for BYU. But no, Everett does wear 41. So for any BYU fans that are used to seeing a quarterback in the 40s, you're going to see that today for Cedar. But yeah, he's accounted, Cam, for a total of 42 touchdowns on the year. A real weapon out of the backfield as well with his arms. Braxton DeMille, another name to keep an eye on in the backfield. He's got over 1,200 yards rushing, nearly really 1,250, if you will, 13 scores. Their kicker, by the way, I saw he's attempted 70 PATs on the year. So this is, as you mentioned, a high-powered offense, and they can get going in a hurry. Yeah,
this and just explosive. I talked about Everett Kelling's $196 in that first matchup. Well, Braxton DeMille went for 120 in that ball game. So, you're looking at 400 yards of rushing offense. So that'll probably be the biggest change. What does Juab do to slow down this rushing attack? And, Juab's got some weapons of their own, usually come through the air with the exception of Brock Richards, but we'll see.
Yeah, Brock was really good, over 125 yards in that matchup the first time they met. And that was him coming up recently off of some injury as well, so he's fully healthy, ready to go. My biggest question for Juab in the games I've seen, can they play a complete 4 quarters? I think that's been, in all the games I've called and seen this year, they've had moments where they've looked nearly unbeatable, looked really good. They have those big explosive plays. They force 3-and-outs on defense, force some turnovers. But then there's lulls. There's times where maybe they let teams get back into games. And I saw that last week with Grantsville. Nearly had a 3-score lead with 5 minutes to go. Costly turnover, got Grantsville back in the game. When they played Cedar earlier, had that lead, kind of a letdown in the third quarter. And even in that Manti game they lost, looked really good in the first quarter, played some really good offensive football, and then things got away for them. So that's, in my opinion, the biggest question. Can this team put it together for 4 quarters?
Well, and I think we can even go back to August, a game me and you did at Payson where Juab just lit it up in the first half and then didn't score in the second half. Had enough in the first half to hold on to win that one.
Yeah.
But just so it's kind of been the problem, and I agree. We need to have the complete game, and then I think, this is going to come down a lot to Bryce Armstrong today. Got the win last week, but did have the 3 picks, and probably going to have to clean that up a little bit today against this number 1 ranked Cedar team.
And, to be fair, those were all in the first half. And, Juab's defense was really that second and third quarter period. Juab's defense was flat out fantastic with what they were able to do. Forced a couple turnovers themselves. Big pick 6 that ended up really being the difference in that game in a 26-20 win over Grantsville. Cedar handled Ogden fairly easily last week, so I'm really interested to see where Juab was challenged a week ago. Does that maybe push them a little bit better in a closer game or a tight game, whereas Cedars had a blowout a week ago? How does that, impact? That's I think another big question to have today. So officials are having a conversation at midfield, so we have not gotten yet to our national anthem. Appreciate you tuning in this morning, wherever you may be, whether that's on TeamHive.live, along with the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Barrett Weed KSL as well, KSLSports.com. Appreciate you tuning in there as well. This is the Snow College pregame show. You've guided them through homework, bruised knees, and bruised hearts. Now it's time for their next chapter, and they are looking for you to guide them with this important decision. Snow College, your student will find a safe, welcoming community, professors who care, and opportunities to grow academically and personally. Busy time to be a Badger. The women's soccer team hosting a tournament game today, a big game today. They won their conference tournament, and so have a chance to go to the national tournament, I believe, with a win today. Men's basketball is off to a good start. They're 2-0, ranked 8th in the country. And, for as tough of a year as it's been for snow football, they scored 101 points. Not intentionally, by the way. Coach Erickson made that very clear. They did not try to score 101 against Community Christian, but that was making some national headlines over the weekend for the Badger football team. And, by the way, where you're a Utah fan, you're getting a pretty good linebacker from Snow. Tayson Reed committed to play at Utah this last week. So a big deal to get a P4 offer. And Tayson's he's a good linebacker. He's going to have a chance. And Utah's always got good linebackers, so, that's going to be a tough rotation to crack. But had an impressive enough season to catch the defense's eye up there in Salt Lake. So good time to be a Badger. It's a good time to be a Thunderbird, too. A beautiful day down here in Cedar City. Perfect weather conditions. Might even be considered warm for this time of the year. We're well into November. I've called some semifinal games down here, Cam, where it's been icy. Yeah. Like a literal sheet of ice out on this turf. And needless to say, that is not the case today. Big shout-out to our whole crew. Let's get the crew a shout-out here while we're waiting. Or I guess we are going to go anthem now. So we'll take a break here on our Snow College pregame show and be right back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, teamhive.live, and KSLSports.com.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
Welcome back on into the Snow College pregame show. Tanner Wilkinson and Cam Wright with you. A-plus crew here all weekend long. You and I aren't going to be here all weekend, but the folks who are, big shout-out to executive producer Barrett Hilton, the man who makes Team Hive go around online. Big shout-out to Barrett. We got Adam Coombs also. Big thanks to Adam. We may be having some John Madden-esque production today.
See.
We've got a little telestrator for you today. We're going to test out today. Should be a lot of fun. Big thanks to all our camera crew, Alex Doss, Kyler the Temp Jensen. He'll always be the Temp, even though he's no longer my Temp. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Bentley Schaefer, who's had a great rookie season on camera. And it is a Hilton family affair with Jordan and Claire Hilton here as well on camera. Cole Wissinger will join the production crew tomorrow. I miss anyone? Barrett,
Brad
that
James?
The whole crew? I said Alex Doss, yeah.
Oh.
I think I just said Doss. You got when you go by just your last name, you know you're a legend, and that would be Alex Doss. And of course, a big thanks to the award-winning statistician, Mr. Brad James, who's just right on the other side of the window for us here. Brad's in a good mood this morning. Broncos have won 7 in a row, and their 2 losses, I think, are by a combined 4 points. Now, a lot of their wins are close, tight wins, but now Brad's a happy camper these days for the Denver Bronco fans. And how about this? They do this here at SUU, Cam, as you're seeing on our screen if you're watching on Team Hive, a little game ball delivery here. That if you're one of the designated home teams, no pressure. You get to send a guy out to field essentially a really high punt.
Yeah, that's going to come from a helicopter. So we're gonna wait and see as they wait for it to come in. Everybody kind of looking towards the northeast, which is good, away from that sun. And I can hear the helicopter now, and now I can see it on our camera as it comes in. Now, they better not drop it from that high, because that's going to be a tough catch. That's going to be a tough drop.
That's a bullet, yeah, coming out of coming from up top there. And usually they do get to a decent altitude where it's not going to be a complete thing. And okay, we got another one off in the distance. So for a second, I was thinking, I'm like, wow, that really is way high up. And then no, coming in the shot here. An SUU chopper will deliver the game ball. And that's kind of been a tradition down here, whether they're hosting the semifinals or the state championships. And a really fun thing that they get to do is the ball's dropped and it is muffed. So there was a rumor that went around a couple years ago that was the coin toss. They'd send two guys out and whoever got it won the. That was never true. That was going viral on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. No, that's not the case. It's just kind of a fun thing they do, a chance to really get the game started. So we are getting set to go. Your scoreboard for this morning is brought to you by RJ's Barbecue. Barbecue lovers, follow RJ Barbecue on social media for updates and locations. November's a good time for barbecue. There's never a bad time for barbecue. No. Cedar wins the toss. They will elect to defer. A very similar uniform matchup between these two today. Both teams wearing gold helmets. Cedar will be in their crimson home uniforms. I don't know if they call it crimson at Cedar, but that's certainly the color with the gold numbers and gold pants. Juab, gold helmets, white uniforms with black pants and the gold numbers. As we get set for semifinal action, winner plays in the state championship next Saturday morning up in Harriman at Zions Bank Stadium. And this should be a fun day of semifinal action. 3A and 8-man today, and then 1A and 2A tomorrow down here at SUU.
We'll see if Cedar's changed their strategy. They had about almost every kickoff went out of bounds as they were kicking away from the two deep men for Juab in Heap and Myers.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
And we'll see what they do differently this time, and they're just going to kick it away.
Chance for a return. Jaden Heap catches it at the 14-yard line. Heap gets up 15, cuts back, gets tripped up. An excellent special teams. I believe that was Gavin DeMille, or was that number 2?
I think
Daxton
that was 5,
DeMille.
Braden Crane.
Okay.
We'll see, but heck of a tackle as he got down there and got Jaden Heap before he could get his feet under him and turn it up, and does get it across the 20, so decent starting position here for the Wasps on their first drive.
See how Juab establishes themselves here. Again, led 21-0 against the Cedar team in Nephi. And Cedar came roaring back in the second half as Heap goes in motion. It's a give to Brock Richards up the middle. Brock met immediately, keeps the legs turning, but it's going to be a short loss. I believe that was Rake Marsh, number 17, the first man in there for the Reds.
Yeah, and just it looked like he almost came unblocked as he was right in there as Brock got the handoff, and it's going to be a loss. Brock still fell forward, but he got hit, so the contact came so far in the backfield.
Trips near side for Juab. Single receiver to the right. Armstrong claps back to pass. Quick hitter to the outside. It's complete. Ball gets up to about the 25-yard line. Peyton Meyer with the catch and run. It's going to be a short gain, but still a gain nonetheless to make it a more manageable third down. Yeah,
and Cedar did a great job of just reacting to that. It looked like Peyton had some room, and they were able to get over there and make that tackle. And I think that was Trent Twitchell, the linebacker, who got over there for the Reds.
3rd down and 7. Trips far side, single receiver near side. Armstrong, a low snap, picks it up off the turf. It's a bubble screen. It's high and incomplete. Trying to kind of tunnel that into Jaden Heap, and Jaden never had a shot at it. It's 4th down, and the Juab punt team will come out.
Yeah, Cedar looked like they had read that perfectly as they came and put enough pressure that he had to get rid of it, but they had also kind of a dangerous pass there as they had all sorts of Cedar Reds sitting there waiting for that ball.
Punt coming here from the freshman Rhett Richards, also serves as the backup quarterback. 4th and 7. A 3 and out for Juab to start in today's game. A good snap. Rhett's going to roll to the right. A high kick. Faced a little bit of pressure. It's going to be muffed. That ball is muffed. It's loose. Does Juab have it before it went out of bounds?
I don't think so. I think that ball got out of bounds, and that's a break for the Cedar Reds right there, as that ball took a big bounce towards Juab, but it was angled toward the sideline, and by the time Juab able to get on it, it had gone out of bounds.
So it's a high kick. You're looking into the sun at this point. The two Cedar Reds collide with each other. It bounces off a Red. That's a live football. Just takes a bad Juab bounce as Brock Richards was out of bounds when he touched it. The ball went out of bounds, too, so huge break for Cedar as they've got really good field position on what would have rather been a disastrous play.
Now the officials, they're going to place that where it went out of bounds, and I'd say so. I didn't know what that discussion was about.
You can't advance a muff, but in this case, the ball was never technically recovered. It went out of bounds. So First and 10 for the Cedar Reds. Quarterback Everett Kelling in shotgun. Where's that number 41? Takes the snap. It's a quick hitter to the outside, complete to the receiver far side, and a good catch and run on first down. I believe that's Dylan Crowley, the wide receiver, wears number 4. Off the screen pass, takes it 8 yards.
Yeah, just a good read right there. Saw that the coverage that they were going to have some room there and flipped it right out of there. As they were kind of in a bunch set, so Juab had to be thinking, here comes that running game, but they just quick flip out there and nice pickup.
It's going to go empty set here with the tight end on the far side. 2 trips near side, single receiver to the left for Everett Kelling. Kelling brings that man in motion. It's a screen to the outside. Flag is going to fly here. Juab makes a good shoestring tackle. Jaden Heat makes the tackle. For now, it's good for a first down. But the way this flag was thrown, I guess this is illegal motion, illegal procedure, something like that.
Or maybe even a hold on that outside as the wide receiver was trying to get out there to make that block.
So they had too many in the backfield, which means a receiver was lined up way off, because let's see here on this, that's got to be it, because you had your running back came out of the flats, so he was clearly in the backfield. So not sure if someone wasn't lined up correctly on the receiving side. Second down now after the loss of 5. 2 to the right, single receiver left side for Kelling. Brings that tight end from left to right. The tight end's Brett Martin. Takes the snap. It's going to be a run up the gut and a big hole for the Cedar Reds. Going to be close to a first down, but just shy of it. I believe that was Braxton DeMille, and it was DeMille who takes it down for the Reds. Will make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and very manageable as they cover up that. And we'll watch this Juab linebacking core that's coming off probably the best week of their season last week, and they're going to be called on here to make some big plays.
Single receiver far side, 2 to the near side here for Kelling. Single back is Braxton DeMille. Kelling in shotgun. Takes the snap. It's going to be a give up the middle, and the Wasps read it to perfection. Coming out with the tackle, I believe, Max Gardner, the leading tackler on the year for the Wasps, drops the tailback DeMille for a loss, and that brings up 4th down. Cedar clearly in go-for-it mode here.
Yeah, Max Gardner just sliced in from that linebacker spot, stood him up, and then got some help to knock him back, and kind of put Cedar in a spot here. Now, Cedar a very strong running team, but you just had a play that you thought was automatic for a first down, and now you've got to adjust a little bit on 4th down. 4th
down and 2. It was 3rd and 1, a loss of a yard on the play. Everett Kelling in shotgun with DeMille as his back. Trips far side, single tight end also. No receivers to the near side for Kelling. Takes that snap. It's a give up the middle. No, Kelling's going to take it himself. Has a hole, and he's gone. 20, 10, 5, and Everett Kelling opens up for the Cedar Reds into the end zone.
Yeah, just a great play as they motion the tight end over and then sat him down. There is a flag, and that's going to be, well, we'll have to wait and see. There's a flag at about the 29-yard line.
They do call a hold on Cedar, so the touchdown comes off the board for the Reds, to the moan of this large Cedar crowd that's made their way over here to the Eccles Coliseum. So a big hold there. So a couple penalties really hurting the Reds. And that was on 4th down, Cam. Now you've got 4th and 11, 4th and 12.
You take a touchdown off the board. You go back to 4th and 11 here. And this is a much better situation for the Juab defense. That's a big call there against Cedar.
Reds go trips near side. They will go for it here on 4th and 11. Single receiver to the near side is Slade Parsons, the leading receiver for the Reds. Juab in their 4-man front. Kelling with 10 on the play clock brings a man in motion. Goes hard count, takes the snap. It's a pass play on 4th down. Juab brings some pressure. Kelling throws a dart. He's got a man open, and the receiver makes the catch and goes to the ground at the 25. What a conversion, and it was Slade Parsons right on cue.
Yeah, just across the middle. Great throw right there. Got just enough protection as the pocket was starting to break down on Kelling, and then he just winged that across the middle, made the reception, and then being brought down immediately, but damage was done as the first down had taken place.
Jiggy Blackett with the tackle for Juab. There were 2 Wasps kind of in that area, but both a step behind. Kelling now goes trips to the right, brings that tight end from left to right. So all 4 receivers now on the near side for the Cedar Reds. Kelling going to be a quarterback run right up the gut, sheds one tackle, sheds a second, stays on his feet, and gets down inside the 10. A first down run for Everett Kelling as he moves the Cedar sticks. They'll have first and goal.
Did a good job as Max Gardner was in the backfield again, and he just juked him and got right by him, pushed the juke button on the PlayStation there and went by Max.
Kelling showing you he can do it both ways, right? A couple of big runs here early, despite one being called back, but then a deliver. And now we got an injured, I believe that's an injured Juab Wasp out on the field. It's an injury timeout. We will take it. It's an Nephi City timeout on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome you back here to Eccles Coliseum. Jaden Heap able to get up and walk off on his own power, which is good. Hoping that's maybe just a wind knocked out or something like that, Cam. Hope to see Jaden back out there. Wasps certainly need him in this kind of a matchup. So Cedar now goes with trips to the right side. They don't really have anyone on this inside middle receiver here, Cam. We'll see how they adjust there. As the quick hitter by Kelling to the outside. It's complete to the tailback, and Juab makes a great adjustment. I believe, once again, that was Max Gardner who came up with Ace Gardner making the tackle there off the screen pass to DeMille.
Yeah, Ace was out there in coverage and just got off his block and immediately able to bring him down.
Second and goal, just a gain of a yard from the 9. Make it the 8-yard line for the Cedar Reds. Again, Cedar got behind the chains on a couple of penalties, but have been able to overcome them and had great field position to start this drive. Trips far side. Tight end also on that far side now comes left to right for Everett Kelling. Single back set. Everett takes the snap back to pass on second and goal. Everett pocket collapses, and he's going to go down. An excellent shot out of a cannon tackle. Trying to see who came in with that, Cam. I believe that was Justice Reynolds.
Yeah, and Justice just went low and said, "You're not going to juke me because I'm going to take your legs out right here." And Justice, that's a big play by Justice Reynolds there.
So third and goal now from the 12. As Reynolds, got him low. And when you got a nifty guy like that, if you can hit him right low, that's the way to do it. So we'll bring up third down and goal from the 12. It's a loss of 4 on the play. You talked about those linebackers last week, Cam, and they've already made despite Cedar driving and having big plays, the linebackers have made their presence felt. Empty set now for Kelling, and this play is going to be blown dead. Timeout called by the Cedar Reds. Once again, timeouts today brought to you by Nephi City. They support the Juab Wasps and wish them luck this season. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank.
We welcome you back on in. 6:10 to go in this a quick-moving quarter. Both teams have only possessed it once. Cedar's got a third and goal from the 12, 13-yard line now. Trips far side, single receiver near side for Kelling. Now becomes empty as he sends that back in motion. Kelling going to take a shot at the end zone. It is incomplete as there was one-on-one between Slade Parsons and Gage Vance, and Gage got the better, forcing Slade out of bounds, and that'll bring up fourth down. And now Cedar's going to attempt a field goal here, Cam. They've kicked 2 field goals on the year. Cody Stevenson's 2 for 2, but his long's 29, so this clearly in his range, but they do not kick field goals very often.
Well, then that's because they scored, what did you say earlier, 70 PATs?
I think they scored 70 touchdowns on the year, if not more, maybe going for 2 in some instances. So this is going to be a 29-yard field goal, which would match Cody Stevenson's long, the lefty. Snap's good, hold good, kick on the way, and it is through for 3. So Cedar gets on the board. Juab bends but does not break, and the Wasps give up 3 points. 6:02 to go in the opening quarter. Cedar highs 3, Juab's high 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Centric TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
And we welcome you back on in. 6:02 to go. Cedar tacks on a field goal, 29-yarder. And they lead 3-0 as Juab's now going to get the football back. And Jaden Heap is not out to return this kick. Fielded at the 11-yard line for the Wasps, and they stumble. Going to start right about where they did on their last drive, Cam, at about the 22-yard line. Quentin Robinson on the return.
Yeah, they go to Quentin there, and, well, have to see. But, yeah, Quentin Robinson with that return, and he just lost his footing right there as he went to plant and go and unable to make it good. So Juab 3 and out on this last one. Have got to establish something, and they might have to use the pass game to open up Brock Richards in the run game.
Trips far side, single receiver near side on a low snap. It's a quarterback keep, option read, and a lot of green grass up the middle. Price Armstrong goes, and he's going to get a chain mover on first down and 10. 11 yards for Price, and the Nephi Western Federal Credit Union first down.
Yeah, and Price, who kind of his thing was he was a dual threat quarterback, had that ACL injury, hasn't ran a lot this year, but that looked like he wanted to go and was pretty comfortable going there.
So Juab gets the first down, fresh set, and they're going to have an extra 5 here as the Cedar Red DN jumping off sides. That's Madden Persons.
Well, and kind of a free play. It looked like that was in that area where you could have let the play go. Juab looked like they were going to run a handoff anyway, but they'll take the free 5 and start to move it down the field.
1st and 5 now for the Wasps following the penalty. Trips far side, single near side. Another low snap. It's a give to Brock right side. Richards, full head of steam, and Brock's going to pick up 6 yards and get the first down for the Juab Wasps. Your first downs for the Wasps this morning brought to you by Nephi Western Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union.
Yeah, and just Brock going right off tackle, got 6 yards on that. That's a great pickup on first down, especially when you only got 5 to go.
They'll go option read again as Price Armstrong falls forward. Another good gain on first down for Price as that option read suddenly a wrinkle in this Juab offense. He gained 6 on first down.
Yeah, not anything that Juab has shown this year. So that's going to a new look for this Cedar defense to have to try to deal with here.
2nd down and 4 for the Wasps, 2 to either side for Price. Armstrong takes the snap. This is a good snap. Pocket holds. Price is going to throw far side. It is complete. Now the comeback is going to mark him just shy of the first down, but a good catch. The old reliable hands of Caden Christensen.
Yeah, and Caden looked like maybe the turf is a little different. Juab's still trying to get used to that because Caden looked like he wanted to plant and get upfield, and where he caught it, he probably had the first down, but as he stumbled a little bit and fell just short of that first down marker.
3rd down and short here for the Wasp offense after a gain of 3. Going to go with this jumbo package that we saw a little bit last week against Grantsville.
Yeah, you're going to put some beef in the backfield.
Handoff right side. Richards follows that lead block. He's going to get the first down easily. Needed 1, got 2. And Brock Richards with another chain mover for the Wasps. You've called him the drive keeper aliver. Is the best way to describe
I can't
Brock
come
Richards.
up with a better name, but yeah, that's what he does. He keeps drives alive, and he does so right there.
1st and 10, Juab well into Cedar territory now at the 44-yard line. Wasps are going to go trips near side. Single receiver far to the right. And a single back here for Price Armstrong. Getting in a good rhythm on this drive here. The gives to Richards. Huge hole for Brock. Right side. First down, and then some. A flag's going to come in. Richards down inside the 20, the 10, the 5, and he gets into the end zone. The problem is there is some laundry sitting back in the area of a hold.
Yeah, and it actually hit one of the Cedar players there as Brock had a huge hole right there, and we'll go from there and see if we can. Maybe we got a minute here. We'll break out that telestrator and see if we can go.
So the flag comes in, and this where it was so far downfield, this will be a spot foul here.
So big hole right here for Brock Richards, and he's going to bounce, and then you're going to see the flag come in down in this area. We'll watch here. But nice job, and then here comes the flag right there, down the field. So
that's going to bring up first down and just 15. Normally you're thinking a hold on first down. That really sets you back, but just first and 15, and that will be much more manageable here for the Wasps. First and 14, back to pass. Richards Armstrong loads up, launches it, double coverage, and it is dropped. Should have been a pick, but two Cedar Reds collide. Double coverage on that far side, the combination of Brayson Williams and Keaton Cox. Keaton's got 6 picks on the year.
Yeah, and probably not a wise throw that time, as the safety was sitting on Caden Christensen and just read Brock's eyes. Now, Jaden Heap, who was banged up earlier, hasn't made his way. Oh, now he is back in the slot. So that's good news for the Wasps. Jaden Heap is back. And let's see, he's usually that deep threat. But good job by Juab to survive that play.
2 to either side. Man in motion is Heap. They're going to get it in Jaden's hands. Good blocking left side. Jaden stutter steps. Flag does come in again here, as Jaden Heap's going to get a chunk of that yardage back. It's really a gain of 5. Would bring up 3rd and 9, but body language is telling us otherwise.
Yeah, it's going to be in that area of a hold right out there, and one of the somebody polling got out there, and that's going to go down at the 49. So now where the last one didn't hurt you 5, this one's going to hurt you even worse, about 15, as they'll mark it off from the line of scrimmage. So it's going to cost you 10. But the line of scrimmage was already 5 back, so you're going to be looking at 2nd and 25 here.
You had a really good thing going, and then you're thinking Brock's going to score the touchdown. But so back-to-back holding calls really hurting this Juab offense, as they're now well back into their own territory. They're going to mark this at their own 42. To get a first down, you got to get to Cedar's 33-yard line.
Now, the nice thing is it's 2nd down. You've really got 3 plays, depending on how much yardage you can pick up on the first 2, to give yourself a chance to go for this on a 4th down.
Trips far side, single near side for Price Armstrong with a single back. Price claps the hands. Cedar brings 4. A throw high over the middle, deflected again. There are 4 Cedar Red jerseys and only 2 Juab uniforms deep, as that ball was intended for Quentin Robinson.
Yeah, now you put yourself in that spot where you're going to have to pick up, 12-13 to give yourself any kind of a reasonable chance. And not only that, you want to get this field flipped at a minimum, so you want to pick up some yardage here.
3rd down and 24 for the Wasp offense. 2 receivers to either side for Price Armstrong. Price in shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass. Cedar just brings 4. Pocket holding. Price is going to throw. Complete. Jaden Heap makes the catch and gets back to that original line of scrimmage. So does pick up a really good chunk there, does Jaden Heap. It'll be 4th and 10, and you're sitting at the Cedar 44-yard line, and now we've got an injured Red.
Yeah, and I didn't see, but he was part of that tackle right there on Jaden Heap, as Jaden came across, had a full head of steam right there as he put that ball away, and kind of a couple of Reds may have bumped into each other there. We'll have to see, but kind of the last guy in that took the worst of it, and he's hurt right now.
He's rolling. This isn't a win knocked out type thing. We'll take another break and be back. First quarter, still 2:55 to go. Cedar 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Centricom, Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
CF Moto is just the latest addition to the Jorgensen's Power Sports lineup. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side or a quad, CF Moto has what you need and at ultra-competitive prices. So stop by today and see what all the hype is about. Located at 980 South Coveview Road in beautiful Richfield, Utah, or find them online at jhsport.com. And as always, you can text or call Jorgensen's Power Sports at 435-896-6408.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centracom Team Hive.
Welcome back on in. 4th down and 10. The Juab offense stays out there, Cam, and you said they needed to probably get about, 14, 15 to make it realistic. That's where they're at now. Man goes in motion. It's Peyton Meyer. Juab going with the hard count here. They'll now stay with trips far side, and now a timeout called by Coach Downard and the Wasps. It's an Nephi City timeout. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centracom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Ebenezer, you have yet a chance to escape my fate. Am I destined to end up in chains like you, Jacob? Worse. Without triple rewards, but you can still change your destiny with a Mountain America Rewards credit card.
With a Mountain America Rewards credit card, earn 3 times the points on every dollar spent until the stroke of midnight on December 31st.
Triple rewards are better than I thought.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Bryce Armstrong throws a pick on 4th down, and really it's not going to make a huge difference in field position. Armstrong had a lot of time and then might have just gotten a little happy feet there on the throw, Cam.
And we're going to have to see, because good coverage there by Cedar, and they just linebacker stepped in front of that, able to pick that off. I believe that was Trent Twitchell, the linebacker, and we've called his name already a couple of times. Price looked like he could run, but I'm not sure he could have got the 10 he needed for that first down, as he did a good job stepping up in the pocket. But now Cedar on the quick turnaround, and see if they bring out and go quick strike here.
Story of this first quarter has been penalties. It stalled Cedar's drive. They had to settle for 3. It stalled Juab's drive. They turn it over both on downs and with an interception. Man comes in motion for Kelling. It's a run up the gut, a good, decent run on first down for Braxton DeMille, as he's going to gain 3, maybe 4 on first down.
Yeah, and just went pure power right there. And Cedar using a lot of motion, and then also the thing they're doing, and we'll have to see how this progresses, they're really saying this is the strong side. All the receivers on one side, nobody on the other side. For example, here, everybody on the right side. We'll see if they motion the tight end over to the left, but
2nd down and 7. Tight end does come in motion. You got the telestrator. We do have John Madden in the booth with us here today. Back to pass. It is Kelling. Rolls to his right. Has a receiver open. Makes the catch near side. Then is forced out of bounds into Juab territory. Braden Crane, number 5, with the reception for Cedar, and he will move the sticks as the Reds come into Wasp territory.
And I think what Cedar's doing is they've seen something where they can outnumber the Wasp. If they get that over there, Juab's not adjusting.
Back to pass. A pump fake, and then going to take a shot for it. It's overthrown. Juab's got a guy who makes a diving interception. The receiver quit running. The defensive back did not. And Gage Vance comes up with an INT.
Wow, what a play. As Gage just said, hey, the ball's in the air. Let's go play. The Cedar receiver quit. Cedar's thinking maybe he was down on the 1-inch line, but the ball looked like it was across when he went down, which would make it a touchback.
And I think he kind of bobbles it too, Cam, which in that case really benefits. Yeah, he bobbles it there and then gets full control in the end zone. Wow, what a huge turn of events for the Juab Wasps.
I think only the 3rd interception by Kelling this year, and that one kind of on the receiver who just kind of quit on him right there.
That is number 3. Went with the old Roethlisberger pump fake, but then when the receivers start, good for Gage Vance to keep running. That's why you play till the whistle. Jet sweep to the right side for the Wasps. They get a good block on the outside and a good gain on first down as Peyton Meyer takes that for a good chunk.
Yeah, Juab, that very good blocking right there, and that's a way to get the ball into your speed guys with Peyton Meyer there this time going off that right side. And Juab will take those 6-7 yard gains on first down and give them some opportunities on first.
2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. Man comes in motion. It's Heap. It's going to be a give to Jaden as he comes back to the line, falls forward, no gain on the play. Cedar snuffed that out pretty well inside. I believe that was number 45, Dax Wankier, who's the leading tackler on this team, over 100 tackles, but now an injured red again. That is number 53, Stockton Ramos, who is down and will need medical attention. Boy, a tough first quarter, a bunch of injuries. We'll take another timeout and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Being part of one of the most advanced power plants in the world, it's going to be exciting.
It's important that we're listening to our customers that want clean energy.
And so I love the fact that we can power our homes here in Bountiful, but we can also be thoughtful about the environment at the same time. The power revenue bonds are completely backed by the future sale of power, which saves everybody money. And so historically, we've had lower power rates thanks to having this resource.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
Back on in. Good to see that Cedar Red hop off. But Cam, let's go back to that interception. This is something else by Gage Vance, and he just keeps running.
So as we get here, I'm gonna pause this right here. Oh, and let's look. The receiver quit back here. And just watch this as he quits. And Gage Vance just keeps running, makes the tackle, gathers it up in the end zone as we go to live action.
Throw to the near side completes, and forward progress should give a first down. Once again, Caden Christensen doing a nice job there, gets to the sticks and moves them. Another Nephi Western Federal Credit Union first down for the Wasps.
Yeah, and just a great job, just a little out. And Juab's taken some shots deep, but I think they're finding the success running the ball outside the tackles and the short passes.
Handoff Richards, big hole for Brock as he fights forward for a gain of 7. You talked about that earlier in this quarter, Cam. Now this quarter's dragged on for a minute, as we talked about during the break, but opening things up a little bit for Brock here now with the pass game.
Yeah, and that time it was between the tackles, and a great job blocking up there. And if Brock gets just that crease, he's going to make it hurt.
2 to either side here for Price Armstrong. Man comes in motion, it's Heap. It's going to be a counter to Jaden, turns back upfield and keeps the legs moving forward. This should be enough for a first down based on where the officials are standing here. And they do move the chains for the Wasps.
Yeah, so Juab's had it. That last drive that ended in the interception was actually a pretty good drive till the penalties happened. Well, it actually went into the end zone till the penalties happened. Great drive. But now Juab looks like a couple of first downs, and they've got some success moving the ball.
Play action. Fire to the far side, complete. Caden Christensen just finding the soft spot, gets the first down, and then some as he kept the legs churning to the Cedar 45. Wasp back in red territory.
Yeah, Caden figured out the turf this time as he planted that foot and went straight upfield and picked up a bonus 5 on that.
Wasps go no huddle, handoff Richards, big hole for Brock. First down and then some. Richards inside the 35 to the 30. Juab's figuring things out offensively.
Well, and they're mixing it up so well. That's keeping Cedar off balance. Is it going to be a quick hitter? Is it going to be a deep ball? Is it going to be Brock Richards up the middle? Is it going to be Price Armstrong keeping the ball himself?
And now,
end of quarter.
It's the end of the quarter. Well, there you go. After all that, we get a quick end of the quarter. After one quarter of play, it's Cedar 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Bucket list hikes, local races, challenging adventures, that one goal that means so much to you. Salt Lake Running Company has the gear and expert advice you need to start and finish strong. You'll be crushing that goal before you know it. With our trained and knowledgeable staff, an award-winning custom shoe fit process, and the head-to-toe products you need, SLRC will gear you up for your goal. Shop in-store at any of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in second quarter, just about to get underway. Juab driving a wild first quarter, Cam, that saw a couple turnovers, a couple touchdowns off the board due to holds, and we've got a 3-0 game with Juab driving.
Yeah, and a very good drive right here. Juab's just got to make sure they continue to play in front of the chains because that's where they've had the success.
First down and 10. Wasps comes in motion. It's Peyton Myers now. It's going to be a option keeper again, right side for Price Armstrong. He gets tripped up, keeps the legs moving forward. He's going to get at least 2 out of that. Now a flag's going to come in late here. 2 flags come in. So were there late hits after?
Yeah, I think this is going to come back. I think this is going to go against the Wasp and just continue to play maybe after the whistle. Now, we can't hear the whistle up here, so we don't know when that whistle sounded, but there was definitely a hit that was a little bit later than the rest of the contact out there.
Juab is marching back, and what's problematic there is it's a dead ball, so the down's going to count here, and this is usually of the 15-yard variety, so you only gain 2 on first down. Now you're going to have second down and really nearly 20 to go.
Yeah.
Or over 20 to go.
Wow, and that was not called on where I saw the late contact. So we'll try to pick that up on our replay here. Right here.
Oh, yeah, that's going to get called every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. And tried to grab him, but by that point, that was too late.
You know, and that's nothing malicious. It's not a dirty hit, but it's textbook, right?
Yeah.
It's just guys playing maybe a little too hard. So, trips far side, single receiver near side on second and long. This is where Juab's drive stalled last time. Getting behind the chains, Armstrong. Pocket holds extremely well. Price is going to head for the sideline, and that is going to be incomplete, but a flag over on that far side. Jaden Heap was in a fight with Trent Twitchell, and that will not be a first down for Juab, but that's going to help significantly with where they're at.
Yeah, that's going to basically put you back down to 2nd and 10 now, as Jaden just got out there, and the ball, I mean, I think Price was throwing it away, for lack of a better word, where the only chance anybody had to catch it was going to be Jaden, and I think they're going to call it a hold, so it's going to be the 10 yards and not the 15. But nonetheless, that's a smart play by Price. Jaden Heap continued to play there, which forced them to hold him.
Well, and you see clearly grabbing onto the shoulder pads there on our replay, so I know the Cedar fans aren't going to like that, but Juab fans probably didn't like the late hit either. No one likes it when it's on your team, regardless if it's right or not. So 2 correct calls, so now much more manageable. Second down and 13-14 for the Wasps. Trips near side. Armstrong pumps with it, decides to take a shot over the middle, a diving catch, and it's incomplete as Jaden Heap unable to haul that in. Price had his man open in the flat, decided to fake it there, and I like the idea. The ball delivery was just a little off.
Yeah, Jaden had got a little seam right there, and just maybe a little bit off target, but maybe he thought maybe Jaden was going to stay in that seam and kind of go towards the goal line, and the ball just led him a little too far to the inside. But good offensive play, and I'll tell you, this offensive line for Juab is doing a fantastic job, as Price has had time to sit back there and find receivers.
Both run and pass protection have been really, really good today. Third down and 13 for Armstrong. Pocket holding now. Price going to get rid of it. Receiver stumbles, makes a catch. Excellent hands by Peyton Meyer to keep that off the turf. And this makes it really manageable on fourth down. It's not going to get you the first, but it gets you a good 10 yards to set you up.
Yeah, and just one of those that if you can hit him in stride, he's probably going to trot into the marker and get the first down. Instead, or he slipped a little bit, ball a little bit behind. It gives you a manageable fourth down here.
And that really was a great, you saw the zoom in. He kept that ball off the turf shot. Whoever's running that camera did a fantastic job catching that. We've named the camera crew. I don't know who's on each specific camera, but shout out to whoever that was. 2 to either side now for Price on 4th and 5. Armstrong just four-ran here for Cedar. Armstrong's going to become a runner to the side. Can he get their Price? Right at the line, gets hit. Juab signals first down. Cedar signals turnover on downs. This is completely going to depend on the spot.
I think he's going to get that. And I think he got shoved right into it. Ball was in front of him, so that should be a first down. And we'll start the
They say turnover on downs. Juab does not get it.
And we'll watch on the replay here and see where we can get. And it looks like he's going to get it, and just came over.
Oh, that's so close.
From our angle here, that looks like the ball is out across the 20.
Or are they measuring
Now they're going to measure this. Well, they're not going to have to move it very far because the chain's right there. But from here, the spot is not what we saw before. It had to get to the 20, and you can tell that it's short of the 20 here.
Yeah. And they're going to say short. Cedar football.
Yeah, big, and great effort. We'll try to pick up that number, but great effort to come across and make that play because it looked like Price was going to get to that first down. And we'll watch here again as this play starts. We'll pick up the number here.
So we've got 1st and 10 now for the Reds, 2 to either side here for Everett Kelling. Man comes in motion. A lot of movement at the snap.
Yeah.
They don't call that there, and it's a run up the gut. Juab does a nice job trying to drive the tailback back, but boy, Braxton DeMille just keeps those legs turning. It's a gain of 3. And I think Coach Downard saying, why was there no flag thrown? They had at least 3 guys moving when the ball was snapped.
Yeah, right. It looked really odd, didn't it, from up here? I just thought there was a lot of motion as Braxton Jiggy Blackett gets over in there and makes that tackle. And that strong side, I'm waiting to see what Cedar's setting up, going super strong on their formations here.
2nd down and 6. It's a quarterback run to the right side for Kelling, and he's not going to get much, maybe a half a yard on the play. Jaden Heap in on that play along with Max Gardner. Whole other slew of Wasps got to the football in a hurry.
Yeah, and Juab's going to have to be careful because if you fake it there's nobody back on that backside. And they do it again where they're going to overload, but not as much as they have been.
Cedar getting a play call in here. Play clock's at 17 as they'll go with a light huddle. As Kelling communicates with his offensive line. 2 receivers either side here for Kelling. Juab again playing a lot of single coverage here. Kelling takes the empty backfield snap. Juab brings pressure. It gets there in a hurry, and the pass is incomplete. Ball got underthrown because of how quickly he was hit. Who was that came in the backfield there, Cam?
Yeah, we're going to have to see. And it may have been Wyatt Downard, but it got there in a hurry. As Wyatt just bull rushed. No, it came
Justice Reynolds.
And that it looked like miscommunication, but that was just him having to get rid of it before he took the sack.
So 4th down, second punt we've seen today.
Yep.
First for the Reds. As the funny thing here, Everett Kelling is the punter for this team as well. 41's a punter number, more than it is a quarterback number. But, so when there's always that threat. I don't think they're going to fake it here, but there is always that threat when you have a quarterback punting, as the Reds do here. Kelling takes the snap. It will be a low kick, and this is going to have a chance to be fielded. Oh, and it goes over the head of Jaden Heap. Jaden's just going to let it bounce, out at the 18, 19-yard line where the Reds will pick it up. And Juab will have it. 1st and 10. It looked like it was going to be an opportunity for Jaden, and it took the perfect skip.
And I'm thinking he had wide eyes right there and said, I just got a low, hot one coming at me. I'm going to take it on one bounce. And that bounce went higher than the punt went as it bounced over Jaden's head, and just nothing he could do with that one.
So, Cam, when we're going to get to the halftime stats here eventually, right now Juab's got to have a lot more yards than Cedar's had. Cedar had a short field, settled for 3, and then haven't really moved the ball. Had a turnover and then a 3-and-out. Juab's moved the ball after that 3-and-out pretty well. They just haven't been able to get points out of it.
Yeah, you got to be able to finish the drives now.
2 receivers near side with a tight end. The handoff is to Brock. Brock's going to fall forward for a gain of a yard, maybe 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, and they just went off right side right there. Keep that Cedar defense honest, and maybe this time now you're going to set up. Brock's had enough success. You can set up the pass with that threat to the give to Brock Richards. See if we see play action here, and Juab's had some time to throw the ball, so play action's a viable option here.
2 to either side for Armstrong. Back to pass, pumps with it, loads up and launches, has a man open. Second man comes over, and it's intercepted, taken away. Keaton Cox down the sideline, 30, 25. Flag's going to fly in here, and this will likely at least be moved back as far as field position for Cedar, but an interception. Keaton Cox, his 7th of the year.
And I think that time Price saw, I believe that was Jaden Heap, open, and he wanted to go to him, but Cedar got a hand up and he had to pull it back, and then he went back to him, which gave the safety time to come over, make a play, and just jump in front of Jaden Heap on the ball. We'll see what the penalty marker is, but for a game that's been really good at times, has also kind of been marred with some mistakes by both teams, and there's the second pick there for the Cedar Reds against the Juab Wasps.
They're going to call a blindside block on the Reds, and where this flag is thrown, the field, this is essentially where the interception happened, over on that far side. So Cedar's going to get the ball at their own 47-yard line. So the field position not as good as it could have been for the Reds, but Juab with their second interception of the game here in the first half. Cedars turned it over one time. So first down and 10 for the Reds. They go 2 receivers near side, 2 to the right for Everett Kelling. Kelling takes the shotgun snap. Quick hitter over the middle, complete. First down and then some. Still running on the floor is Braden Crane, and he gets it out past the 35 to the 32-yard line, where he will have first down and 10.
And brought down, I think, by Jiggy Blackett again. Braxton Blackett brought that down, and he is going to be banged up right there. And it looked like the Juab defender in coverage took the chance and tried to just knock the ball out, then couldn't make the tackle, which allowed the Reds to pick up about 12 additional yards down there.
It's been a brutal first half for both these teams. A lot of injuries. We'll take a break and be right back. You're tuned in to semifinal football on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance is the type of agent that makes a difference by offering United Insurance. Based in Utah, United Underwriters Insurance understands the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. Call Security Insurance, 435-623-2590.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
Welcome back on in. Jiggy Blackett able to get off under his own power. Hope to see him back in. Had a couple. I mean, well, that's at least 2 or 3 injuries on both sides. Yeah. Jaden Heap came back for Juab. And we'll hope some of these guys that have been banged up able to return at some point in this ball game. So first and 10 for the Reds. 2 to the right, 2 single left side. It's a give up the middle, and Juab snuffs it out in a hurry. Beautifully done up the middle. Is some extra pushing and shoving going, but nothing to mark any flag. It's a loss of 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the number 50-something there, and I can't pick up.
59 coming up with that play for Juab. That is Carter Wilson, your guy.
Yeah, and, you know, he missed a couple of games due to injury, so with him back, this Juab front becomes even that much better.
Second down and 11 after the short loss for the Reds. They go trips far side, single receiver near side with a single back for Everett Kelling. The back is Braxton DeMille. Man comes in motion. That tight end now comes in to the left side. The snap back to pass is Kelling. Pocket holds, throws far side complete, and then dropped. It was in the hands of the receiver, ends up dropping it. I believe that was Gage Vance kind of there to creep up on him and maybe spook him a little bit.
Yeah, and just right there, the ball was delivered, but that's a hard thing on a receiver when you can hear the corner coming at you right there, and he's got a free run at you, and good job there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long here.
3rd down and 11. Now, Cedar's gone for it on 4th and 11-12 and around this same side of the field. So interesting to see what do you have just 2 plays called here? What's the offensive strategy for the Reds? 2 far side, single tight end with a single receiver near side. Receiver comes in motion. That's Dylan Crowley. It's going to be a run right up the gut as following that lead blocker's Kelling, and he gets brought down. A good gain that should make it a much more manageable 4th down. Fans don't like it, but Justice Reynolds was just getting up.
Yeah, and it kind of fell back down on him as Justice Reynolds came from that linebacker spot. And actually a great tackle there by Justice because it looked like he had room to run. And
yeah, I think you see there, Justice just slips. It's part of football. Getting up and maybe falling back down. Big 4th down here for the Juab defense, for the Cedar offense. Kelling goes with a hard count, gets a new play call in. They're going to go trips far side with a single tight end near side. New play call in. Juab shows a lot of pressure up front here, Cam. Kelling takes the snap. It's a run up the gut, and he's tripped up, and he's not going to get there. Carter Wilson again making the play. It's a turnover on downs as Juab once again bends, but does not break.
And Juab just got enough pressure there to come across, and yeah, Carter Wilson comes up and just brings him down, as Juab did a great job on that.
Second quarter, 6:19 to go. Juab gets it back at their own 25 after a couple for giving up 2 interceptions. Juab's given up 0 points, and that happened a couple times last week.
Yeah.
The 3 interceptions that Price threw, Grantsville did not score any points off of that. Now, the late fumble, Grantsville did get points off of, but the Juab defense has been stout here, as has Cedars. Handoff Richards. Brock cuts back upfield, legs churning. Pile pushing for Brock Richards as he's going to get to about the 28, 29, 30-yard lines where they'll mark him a gain of 5 for Brock.
Yeah, and you know, that where they let him go as long as the pile's moving, the problem is that leads to some of those late hits.
Right.
Because you don't know when it's over. It used to be you saw that pile kind of stood up, you just stopped. But now they're going to let it go, and you can get those late hits.
To far side, give Richards, hole up the gut. Brock keeps the legs moving, going to get a good chunk of that 5 he needed. Give him 3, maybe give him 4. It'll be second down and a yard.
Yeah, and we'll see if Juab goes right back to that. Maybe some play action, and you could let Price come out and run that himself here.
Little option read, maybe.
Yeah.
Trips far side, single receiver near side here for Price Armstrong. The single back is Richards. In shotgun on 3rd and 2. Cedar showing pressure. It's a give to Brock left side, and he is going to get stood up. The Cedar defense comes in, no gain on the play. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, and that time we've talked about how good this offensive line has been, but Cedar brought the heat, and they just brought more than Juab could block right there, and they meet Brock in the hole, and Brock has nowhere to go. Still didn't lose much, just not the normal Brock Richards fall forward.
Now, Juab's keeping the offense out there for now. Play clock's at 20. And if I'm Juab, you still got 2 times. Maybe you go hard count here. Cedar has jumped off sides once today.
And I think Juab's going to take this timeout. Yeah, they're not even going to fake it. I think Coach Downer just wants to think about it.
So Juab takes their second timeout of the first half. It is a Nephi City timeout. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So based on, Cam, what we saw with personnel kind of moving during this timeout, we think Juab's going to kick this away. This will be their second punt of the day, and this one's got to come out a little bit quicker than the last one.
Yeah, I think Rhett's got to just get this one out. Cedar's not showing that they think it's a punt. They haven't got their punt return team in, and Juab does not show punt.
No, jumbo package. That was the personnel change.
Yeah, so you are going to – this is putting a lot of faith in your defense saying, hey, if we don't get it, we're fine. We'll still get the stop. Play action pass, I believe.
It's going to be a handoff to Brock. He stutters. He fights forward. He dives and gets the first down. If Brock Richards does not extend that football, he does not get the first down. But where the official's standing, that is more than enough for a Juab first down.
Wow, and Brock did. We're on the Cedar sideline, and they don't like it, but you could see the ball come out, and he just stretched it out across that line and picks up that first down.
Wow. Beautifully done from Brock Richards, and that's the driver, keeper, aliver, if you will. 2 to either side here for Armstrong now. Brings Jaden Heap in motion. A gutsy call. It's a pitch to Jaden. Cuts back upfield. Dives. And didn't see a lot of daylight, so Jaden goes down after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, and I think he the turf monster may have got him as well. And I just don't know if, you have probably playing in their normal cleats, which is normally fine on turf, but maybe it's grabbing a little bit on them. We've seen that a couple of times. Now, Cedar, of course, has played on this field, plays Canyon View every year on this field. So,
2nd down and 9, trips near side, single receiver far side for Price. Armstrong goes hard count, and we'll get the 5 yards as they blow this dead.
Yeah, and Juab goes hard count, and that's the second time we kind of got that Cedar front to jump, and they jump there, and that's going to move that. Yeah, now you're looking at a 2nd and 4, and it kind of becomes anything in your playbook, including Brock Richards' time again.
We'll go 2 receivers to either side for Price. Richards is the back. Jaden Heap in the slot near side. Clapp back to pass on 2nd and 4. Armstrong loads up, is going to take a shot far side, and that is incomplete. An underthrown ball, and ultimately having to come over and play DB. I believe that was Brady Gempler over on that far side.
And looked like maybe they were going to run back shoulder fade right there. But the Cedar defender was all over that and did a great job of just sitting in front of that. Brayson Williams, the senior defensive back there, he sat on that one and said, I've seen back shoulder fades before, and it's not going to work here.
3rd down and 4 now for Juab as they go for pass on 2nd down. Heap comes in motion. It's going to be a hand to Richards. Brock follows that lead block and gets the 1st down. Such patient running from Brock Richards as he approaches midfield and gets the 1st down.
And that's how you use your weapons in conjunction with each other. You bring Jaden Heap, the speedster, in motion. He takes all eyes right there. You fake it to him, give it to Brock, and he picks up the 1st down.
Give up the middle. Richards again, left side, shedding defenders as he gets to the 45. A gain of 6 on 1st down for Brock Richards. And once again, Cam, a little bit of a rhythm being established here.
Yeah, and Juab's going to go with some tempo here. And, great thing, this could become almost the opposite of what happened in Nephi. If Juab could score late, they get the ball to start the second half, unlike last time where Cedar scored late and then got the ball to start and marched down and scored there.
2 receivers to either side for the Wasps. They bring a man in motion. It's an option play. The pitch right side, Meyer. Peyton stutter steps. Has a block. Flag's going to come flying in as Myers gets the 1st down and well more. But this is likely going to come back now.
Yeah, this looks like it's a holdout here, and we'll try to watch it on the replay and see if we can pick up this on the replay. So we'll start this play. And right here is where they're going to call it. We'll wait and see what we see. But Peyton's going to stutter and go. All right. Hard to see right there. The official on top of that one, though, and makes a good play.
Love the telestrator. Right on cue.
And we're just easing into it.
This is
wait
very
till
new.
we get good at it.
2nd down and 14 now. So again, because it was a little bit downfield and you already had 2nd and 4, this is not an impossible situation by any means for Juab, but does take another big play off the board. That's kind of been the story. Anytime there's been these big for either team, a hold has usually been involved. 2nd and 14, pump fake, roll out to the left now for Price. Armstrong delivers high and off the hands of Peyton Myers as that will bring up 3rd down and 14 now.
And Peyton sitting across, he's a little frustrated right there. He thinks if he could have brought that in, he might have had room to run. Now he was kind of forcing that in there between a couple of Cedar defenders, but it was Peyton that got his hands on it and just unable to bring that one in as it was high. And so now Juab's going to face 3rd and 14, but as under 2 minutes now.
Trips near side, single receiver far side for Price. Richards goes in motion. Price, it's a double pass. Caden Christensen loads up, overthrows for Jaden Heap, and it's incomplete through the hands of Keaton Cox, who nearly had his 2nd pick of the day. It's 4th down as Juab tries to go with the trickery.
Yeah, and timing was just off. It looked like Jaden had come open there for just a moment, but the timing was just off of that. So now Juab will bring out the punt team. Knowing you get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, you're going to go ask your defense to get, one more stop for you, get into the locker room, and then come out and start your offense in the second half.
Reminder, the first time these two teams played, it was 45-31 the final, and we got 3 points with under 2 to go before halftime. A good snap, and this a much quicker kick. It's off maybe the side of his foot, but a good kick to the 25. Opportunity for a return from the Reds, and oh my goodness, Jaden Heap laying the wood. And there's a flag back, Cam, so based on where that flag was thrown, we may see Cedar starting even further back. Or are they going to wave it off?
Yeah, it looks like it might have just fell out of his pocket. Yeah, he's going to wave that off. As Jaden Heap came flying down there, and he did go head up, so it, you know, you weren't going to get a targeting call there, but you just watch this hit.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder right there, and, yeah, just knocked him back. Now, let's see how aggressive Cedar wants to be offensively.
They've got the 2 timeouts, minute 42 to go before halftime. Everett Keller takes the snap. It's going to be a run play off the side, and Max Gardner came in and made initial contact, but Braxton DeMille keeps the legs turning. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah, and able just to drag him down there, but, yeah, now see – Cedar's got second and manageable. See if they take one shot here.
Reds go in kind of a I wouldn't call this a hurry, but not necessarily not a huddle situation either for them.
And Jaden Heap is being sent off the field by the official.
Did his helmet come off and we just missed it?
And maybe it's a uniform infraction.
So, yeah, because the clock is stopped here at a minute 25. So, yeah, Heap's got to come out of the game. 2 receivers far, single near for Kelling. Back to pass, pocket holds. Kelling's going to take a shot deep right side. Has a man. It's in the breadbasket of Slade Parsons, and he's driven out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. And a flag's going to come in here late for Juab as well.
Yeah, you can't throw them down after they're out of bounds right there. And there's a penalty marker back here. Now that one's deep, but that makes you think roughing the quarterback, but Cedar's not moving. My guess is we're going to replay this down as offsetting.
Well, and where one was after dead ball, does that?
But was it out? Dead? I don't know.
That's the question to be answered right here, and we'll see what this comes down to. Yeah, 2 markers on complete opposite sides of the field. One's clear back at the 30-yard line of Cedar, the other at the 12-yard line of Juab. So a lot to sort out here between officials.
Good play call by Cedar. They saw Jaden Heap had to leave. Juab made some late substitutions and probably didn't have their normal secondary in place there. So they took a shot and was successful with it.
So this really interesting to see what this is. Okay, so they explained that really well there. They enforced the hold, and then because it was a dead ball, that will also count, yes.
So you're going to step off. This is going to be very close to even if it is a first down. And it's not going to be. It's going to be 2nd and 1, right? Because
you march them back 10, but then give the 15 going the other way. So officially it's 2nd and 1 after all of that. So a big break for Juab at the end of the day. Cedar was going to have 1st and goal from the 5 after the penalty, and instead the hold really hurts the Reds here. 2nd and short, it's a run up the gut and a big hole. 1st down and then some, keeping those legs churning. Braxton DeMille into Wasp territory at the 47-yard line.
And Cedar with still the 2 timeouts. Won't need one here as now they're going to wind that before the chains were even set. The chain guys, not like you're used to in the high school. They're not really sprinting to their spots, kind of taking their time there. So the official said, well, I'm not waiting for you. We got the down marker there. We'll go.
1st and 10, 2 to either side for Kelling. Pocket holds, takes a shot. This ball's a little underthrown. The receiver comes back to it, but it's incomplete. Slade Parsons made a really good effort to get back to the football, but it hits the turf, incomplete. Will bring up 2nd down. And our game clock is at 42 seconds. Cedar does still have, again, those 2 timeouts.
Yeah, Corbin Mason coverage and did good enough just to slow him down. And Corbin did a good job getting his head turned around. So there was no pass interference call. He's looking to make a play on the ball as well.
2nd down and 10 now for the Reds following the incompletion. Again, on our RJ's Barbecue scoreboard, 2 timeouts for Cedar, 1 timeout for Juab. I doubt, unless Juab sees something they don't like, probably not going to use the timeout here. Kelling brings a man in motion. Back to pass on 2nd and 10. It's a quick hitter to the far side. Complete. Juab does a nice job of wrapping up. And see if this forces Cedar to use a timeout as Brevin Williams made that catch, and the Reds, right on cue, will spend timeout number 2. We'll take it. 34 seconds to go before halftime. Cedar 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
Welcome back on in. Cedar 3, Juab 0, and yardage has been aplenty, but so is the penalty yardage, which Brad James's halftime stats are going to be very, very telling when it comes to the yellow hanky numbers.
Yeah, we've got 3 points. What did we say? 76 went up in that first meeting, and we've got 3 at the half almost.
And even then, you had 28 in the first half during the last meeting. So 3rd down and 4. Crane comes in motion. The snap to Kelling, back to pass, pocket holds, is going to take a shot, has his tight end open, and Juab able to get a hand up on the ball. That was one-on-one literally as Jaden Heap broke up the pass from Brent Martin.
Yeah, a nice call there with the one-on-one there. As Jaden, timing was perfect on that. As the ball was perfectly thrown, had a step on him, but just as the ball gets there, Jaden makes the contact and dislodges the ball from the receiver. Now Cedar with a choice here. Now, it's 4th down. You've got, 31 seconds left on the clock. So do you take that shot and try to keep it alive, knowing that if you don't get it, you're going to give Juab a chance to take a shot?
Juab does have the 1 timeout, and it is go-for-it time for the Reds. Trips near side, single receiver far for Kelling. Everett Kelling, and now Cedar wants to talk about it. I like this call here. You got the 1 timeout. Let's figure out what we for sure want to do. So the Reds take the timeout. It is an Nephi City timeout. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Decisions as timeouts being called on both sides here late. Cedar spent their last 2, 31 seconds. So this is interesting. I'm thinking this has got to be a shot near the end zone. Or a shot near the sideline to get the first down, but then you're working with no timeouts. So this gets interesting.
In cover 0, no safeties back for Juab, and Coach Downard now takes that timeout. That's back-to-back times where Cedar, because of their personnel, and Juab must be going man-to-man, and just to match up, they're going to have to walk the safety up. And so it puts them in a cover 0 situation with no safety back.
We are officially out of timeouts. Let's keep it here. We've taken a lot of timeouts in this first half, several injuries and whatnot. So let's talk about the strategy of this. First for the Reds, deciding to go for it here on 4th down.
Well, I think it's a fine call because you don't need a touchdown. It's not like this is a Hail Mary situation. Sure. You still got 31 seconds. You only need 5, which forces Juab not to get in that prevent. That's probably why you're seeing that cover 0 out there. They've got to cover the short things as well as the deep. But I think I'd give up something underneath if I'm Juab right here. Now Cedar's out of timeouts, correct?
Both teams are.
So, yeah, I would take away anything deep. We'll let them throw it underneath and see if they can get out there in time to run it. But once again, looks like Juab's going to come out man-to-man coverage here.
So 31 seconds to go before halftime. It's just a 3-0 game. No touchdowns in this first half. A couple that have happened but then been called back. So 4th down and 4 for Kelling. Takes the snap, back to pass, pocket holding, taking that shot deep, and it's going to be incomplete, but a flag is going to get thrown here. As Slade Parsons was the intended receiver, they're going to say he got held up.
Yeah, and him and Corbin Mace, a little bit of hand fighting there, and I guess this is going to be the hold call, not the pass interference, but we'll wait and see here. as it looked like they were just kind of hand fighting going down the field. Now, if it's a hold, it's going to give you the first down. Either way, you're going to get the first down.
So they call a defensive hold on Juab, and that's big here to keep this first half alive for the Reds.
It just gives them another a chance here, probably 2 or 3 more chances now with 24 seconds and the clock stopped.
And based on that replay, I think that hold happened a lot earlier in the snap. So first down and 10, ball at the 31-yard line, 24 seconds, no timeouts for either side. Snap to Kelling, back to pass, pumps with it. Going to take a hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. As, again, that's the second time, Cam, we've seen him get drilled as he throws, and the direction of the ball just does not go where he wants it.
Yeah, it looked like Juab it looked like Max Gardner kind of on a delayed blitz, and good coverage down the field, and yeah, he had to just get rid of it and throw it down, and then took that big shot right there.
Second down and 10 now. We're going to go trips near side, single tight end far side for Kelling. Braxton DeMille is the tailback. DeMille now goes out wide to the right. Empty set for Everett Kelling. Back to pass. Kelling steps up, nearly goes down, just heaves it up. This is a jump ball, and it is juggled, and it is caught for a touchdown. Unbelievable. Slade Parsons hauls it in with 8 seconds to go on a jump ball.
Yeah, it looked like Juab was going to be able to intercept that as they moved a man underneath. Might have mistimed it just a little bit, and just falling off his back foot, he gets it up there high enough and lets Parsons go up and make a play. It might have even been tipped by the Juab defender, but he high points that and brings it down in for the score.
In a low-scoring game, that is significant for the Cedar Reds heading into halftime. The good news for the Wasps, you're going to have a chance to try and get right back into it coming out of the half, but could not have gone any better for the Reds here with just 8 seconds remaining. Extra point is on the way, and it is through. So with 8 seconds remaining here before halftime, it's Cedar 10, Juab 0. And there is laundry on the field again.
And then, yeah, this is going to be unsportsmanlike. I think this one's going to go against Juab, which I don't know what. It probably doesn't hurt you, actually, because
it's the kickoff with 8 seconds left.
Yeah,
you're going to take a knee, go to the locker room.
If there was 0 time on the clock,
then you have problems.
It would be, because it'd be on to start the next one.
So they call it on Cedar. So now, where this is going to be enforced is Juab maybe fall on something and get a Hail Mary opportunity with how far back Cedar's going to have to kick this.
Yeah, they're going to back them up. So they're going to have to kick this from the 25. So no chance of getting this into the end zone, which means you got Peyton Meyer and Jaden Heap deep if you elect to go to it. If you go shorter, then you're giving Juab a chance to throw the Hail Mary of their own.
So a fascinating call that now this could have ramifications. It could not, given that there's just 8 seconds to go in the half. But we'll continue to keep an eye on this. Yeah, this is when you get these on high school kickoffs, it is significant, backing a kid up to the 25 instead of the 40.
So, yeah, Jaden Heap and Peyton Myers are going to stand at their own 20. A lot of room between them as the up men are up there at about the 45. So 25 yards of open space for Meyer and Heap to come up and get it.
So they're going to go with just a pooch kick here. They don't want to give him a return as Caden Christensen just gets out of bounds. Took literally 1 second off the clock. And this is probably still not quite with Armstrong's arm strength. Does he have 60 in him?
No, I don't think. Maybe, but
with a good run.
Yeah, that one's going to be tough. But you might be able to. We've got 7 seconds on the clock, so if you can hit a quick out that gets you out of bounds and gets 10 or 15 yards, then you've got a legitimate chance to throw one to the end zone.
So they're going to officially spot this at the 39 of Juab. Cedar did not want to give those speedsters any kind of chance at a return. I think that's the smart call, honestly. That's probably more likely to see a touchdown than a Hail Mary at this point. So Juab is not going to kneel this out. 2 to either side here. Armstrong gives to Brock. Brock's going to run towards the sideline and just gets tackled in bounds, and that will take us to halftime as That does stop the clock for the 1 second, but as soon as those chains are set, it will not matter, and there we have it.
Yep.
It is halftime here in SUU and Cedar City. It is Cedar 10, Juab 0, a wild defensive-minded first half, a lot of penalties. Cedar gets a big score right before the break. We'll break it all down next on our Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show. You're tuned in to semifinal football on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
CF Moto is just the latest addition to the Jorgensen's Power Sports lineup. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side or a quad, CF Moto has what you need and at ultra-competitive prices. So stop by today and see what all the hype is about. Located at 980 South Coveview Road in beautiful Richfield, Utah, or find them online at jhsport.com. And as always, you can text or call Jorgensen's Power Sports at 435-896-6408.
Ebenezer, you have yet a chance to escape my fate. Am I destined to end up in chains like you, Jacob? Worse, without triple rewards, but you can still change your destiny with a Mountain America Rewards credit card.
With a Mountain America Rewards credit card, earn 3 times the points on every dollar spent until the stroke of midnight on December 31st.
Triple rewards are better than I thought.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
So where's this game tomorrow?
Halftime brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering. Appreciate their sponsorship over the years as it's 10-0 Cedar at the half. We'll have Brad James stats coming up here in just a little bit, Cam. Bizarre first half, to say the least. Slugfest in some ways. The yardage is probably going to be somewhat decently high for both teams. The problem is only one time, and it was probably the least probable of any play to get in the end zone, and yet here we are. Cedar scores just before the break. The good news for Juab, though, they do get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, and I'm always excited to see Brad's stats, but I'm really excited this one because, you know, it's kind of like in basketball. The one stat I couldn't ever really get a feel for was rebounding, and I can't get a feel for anything in this one because we've had big plays called back, and so I am excited to see what Brad produces numbers-wise for us here today. But both teams very good defensively. A great play there by Cedar at the end of the half to get that one touchdown on the board, but Yeah, it's been something else.
Without question. And, Juab's moved the ball really well at times, but drives have stalled out. There's been some kind of weird turnovers at weird times. Cedar also throwing a bizarre turnover where the DB did not quit running.
Yeah.
Usually on those overthrows, Gage Vance said bet and went and tracked that thing down and made the play happen. So, bizarre first half, weird plays happening at weird times. And really, I think it is going to come down to the penalties, right? Several touchdowns taken off the board, several big first downs taken off the board as well for the Reds and the Wasps. But at the end of the day, Cedar able to get just enough between the field goal and then the touchdown right before the half.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches are in their locker rooms right now talking about we have to clean this up. The penalties have got to be cleaned up because they've cost us, and they've bailed them out. They bailed both teams out. They've put both teams in a hole. So I am sure that is the first thing they're addressing in those locker rooms. And then what'll be interesting to see the offensive adjustments. You've seen a half of how these defenses are going to play. So now you've got to adjust your offense and find out where is the openings. Where can we go get that and try to push one into the end zone?
So the two scoring plays, it was the 29-yard field goal from Stevenson, which matches his season long. And then Everett Kelling to Slade Parsons, a 31-yard jump ball that was literally in the air for quite some time. We just got these delivered from Brad James. Hot off the fresh printer of the award-winning Brad James. First downs, Juab 10, Cedar 7.
Okay.
Net yards rushing, Juab 107, Juab 107, Cedar 51. Net yards passing, Juab 50, Cedar 89. Juab has ran 38 plays for 157 yards. Cedars ran 27 plays for $140. 4.1 yards per play for Juab, 5.2 per play for the Reds. That's where the yardage situation stands out on the field. Penalties, 7 for 60 for Juab, 7 for 49 for Cedar. Now those numbers seem maybe slightly above, I would say slightly above average from where you normally would want to see those numbers, but it's when they occurred that was so significant.
Absolutely.
Looking here, overall turnovers, it is, I believe, 2-1 in favor of Cedar right now. Now, no points scored off any of the turnovers in this game in the first half. Juab is 3 of 8 on third down, 1 for 3 on fourth down, Cam. Cedar's 0 for 5 on third down.
Wow.
They have not converted third down. They're 1 for 2 on fourth down, and then the one time they got in the red zone, they kicked the field goal. So that's where we're at on that front. Some individual numbers. Let's get to those. Brock Richards, 13 carries, 76 yards for Brock on the day so far. Bryce Armstrong has gotten in the rushing column, 4 for 22 on those. Braxton DeMille, 8 for 31. Everett Kelling, 5 for 20. So overall, Juab doing a pretty good job keeping those guys, after what they did in the second half a month ago, doing a pretty good job keeping those guys in check on that front. Price, 6 of 14 for 50 yards. The 2 picks. One was on a fourth down that really... the ball ended up where it was going to be, even if it was an incomplete pass. So kind of weird on that. The second one, a little bit late on a delivery there. Everett Kelling, 7 of 14 for 89 yards, a score and a pick. The touchdown was more impossible than the pick almost, and the pick was the pick was insane. So kind of fascinating how that all works out. Caden Christensen, I'm interested to see if they keep hitting him on those sides, because he's got 3 catches, 23 yards. So, those sample size out routes that Caden was doing a nice job with there in the second quarter. See if they keep going to that. Peyton Meyer, 2 for 13 in the first half. Jaden Heap, 1 for 14 in half number 1 on that front. So, of course, the camera's on me when I'm about to sneeze, but keep going.
The success Juab has had has kind of been on those short routes, have not been able to connect. But you remember, Juab picked up a big first down on Jaden Heap, that 14-yarder across the middle. That might be the adjustment they're talking about in that Juab locker room. Now, Cedar, I think you're just talking to your line saying, we got to be able to run the ball. That's what we do. And they just have not had any success. But, the interesting thing, I don't think there's been a sack in this game. And
there hasn't, no.
And Price has not been under pressure much at all, while Cedar Kelling has been under immense pressure throughout this game. So I think there will be some adjustments made there as well.
Did need to get the receiving numbers in for Cedar. Slade Parsons, 245 and a score, had a big catch that was called back due to a hold, and then Yeah, that was bizarre as well.
Yeah.
You know, the personal, how rare to see 2 flags thrown on one play and both stand, because one was live, one was dead.
Yeah.
Braden Crane, 2 for 28. Crawley, 1 for 8. Williams, 1 for 6. Braxton DeMille, 1 for 2. Defensively, Daxton DeMille, the leading tackler, he has in it one of the interceptions for Cedar. The other pick was Keaton Cox. Keaton's got 7 picks now on the season, a great number there. 1 TFL was Marshall LeClaire for Cedar, but no sacks, as mentioned. Juab has had a couple of TFLs, one from Max Gardner, one from Tavin Hapawate, and one from Carter Wilson. So those guys making some plays in the backfield there. The pick was from Peyton Myers. Pass breakups from Jaden Heap, Zach Stilson, and Drake Johnson on the defensive side. And then Jiggy Blackett, your leading tackler, at 3 tackles.
Hey, and I'm second guessing myself here. I think Juab started with the ball. Didn't Juab go 3 and 8 out, and we had the
my God, you're correct.
Yeah, I think.
So this will be Cedars. Wow, that we've been talking like Juab gets the ball.
Which was a big time difference right there. But now
we dropped the ball on that.
Out.
Cedars got the ball with a 10-point lead, so that gets even more significant now. That touchdown before the half. You could go kill shot here. That's the way these defenses. Now you look at the second half of last game, and suddenly the floodgates opened in that third quarter. Do we see something similar here with halftime adjustments?
Yeah, I don't know. This game doesn't have that same feel where it was just an offensive free-for-all in that first half by kind of both teams. But we'll see. We'll see what these coaching staffs put together and what they can do in this second half.
Yeah. Well, that's going to take us to our second break here, about 5 minutes before the teams are required to be back up. It's Cedar 10, Juab 0. We'll get keys to the second half, knowing that Cedar's going to get the football. A massive, massive opportunity for them offensively. We'll take the break and be back. More Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Team Hive, brought to you by Centricom and KSLSports.com.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was, with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Being part of one of the most advanced power plants in the world, it's going to be exciting.
It's important that we're listening to our customers that want clean energy.
And so I love the fact that we can power our homes here in Bountiful, but we can also be thoughtful about the environment at the same time. The power revenue bonds are completely backed by the future sale of power, which saves everybody money. And so historically, we've had lower power rates thanks to having this resource.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Bucket list hikes, local races, challenging adventures, that one goal that means so much to you. Salt Lake Running Company has the gear and expert advice you need to start and finish strong. You'll be crushing that goal before you know it. With our trained and knowledgeable staff, an award-winning custom shoe fit process, and the head-to-toe products you need, SLRC will gear you up for your goal. Shop in-store at any of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance is the type of agent that makes a difference by offering United Insurance. Based in Utah, United Underwriters Insurance understands the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. Call Security Insurance 435-623-2590.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centracom Team Hive.
Second half about to get underway. Both teams out warming up. Juab and Cedar at the half. The Reds with a 10-0 lead. A field goal early, and then a lot of chaos. And then somehow even more chaos as Cedar found the end zone with 8 seconds left. But the Reds do get the football to start the second half. This defensive possession, Cam, the most important of Juab's season right now.
Yeah, and, we talked about that when Cedar and Juab met the first time. Cedar able to get that score right at the end of the half, very similar to this, and then started with the ball and went down and marched it down and kind of set the tone for that. So Juab is going to have to try and this defense has been very impressive, but as you pointed out, this is the stop they need right here.
So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments made both sides. Cedar did not run the football great in that first half compared to what those two in the backfield usually do between Kelling and DeMille. And really give Juab credit, forced them to throw a lot. 14 attempts for a guy who is a good quarterback and a good passer, no question about it, with over 2,300 yards passing on the season. It's not like he can't throw, but this team likes to keep it on the ground and maybe try to be balanced, and it kind of forced them to be maybe a little more one-dimensional.
Yeah, and he's such a good dual-threat quarterback, but Juab's done a great job of containing him, and they're going to have to do that again because, Cedar threw it a lot in that first meeting between these two, and then in the second half came out and said, we're just running the ball right here. And what did he say? He went $196 in that first meeting.
Yeah.
Did Kelling, and he's nowhere near on pace to go for that, but he got the bulk of that in the second half. So this Juab team's going to have to step up and make a stop here.
Once again, that's the third quarter was where Juab lost control of that game last on October 10th up in Nephi. 27 points in the third quarter from Cedar that night.
Yeah, and you just can't give up 4 scores in a quarter. And I think this Juab team will learn from that and will do some things differently. But we'll wait and see. I think we're going to see a cleaner second half. For sure. I hope it's cleaner than it was in that first half. And when guys make great plays, hopefully there's not a hold behind them that takes away touchdowns, as we saw a couple of times there before.
Well, now that we got the telestrator, we're really seeing where those holds are taking place, right? Great job from our camera crew getting those shots, and our producing crew getting that whole thing set up for us. There's a big start to the third quarter. Your scoreboard this morning, as we're about a half an hour away from saying good afternoon, it's brought to you by RJ's Barbecue. RJ's Barbecue truck is rolling into its 7th season. If you're craving savory brisket, tender pork, homemade sides, or the famous loaded nachos, it is RJ's Barbecue. That sounds really good. We're getting close to lunchtime.
Yeah.
Our barbecue sounds great.
We're probably a long ways away from that trailer right now, but so we're going to have to figure out a different plan. But yeah, it is definitely getting close to lunchtime.
Glad I got the next game. I was figuring I was going to do all 3 of these games in a row. Shout out to Robert Lovell for scheduling himself to do 8-man. Yeah. I'll take a break, get some food, and then I've got a good John after up to Salt Lake.
You're going to drive to Salt Lake, get on a plane, and you're all over a globe.
I was in Vegas on Monday, so I will have been in 3 different time zones within a week and have the time change. So my body is going to be hating me come Monday morning.
Yeah, and I haven't gone anywhere, and this time change is killing me. I'm telling you.
I was telling my wife the other day, and even some listeners on KMTI on the morning show the other morning, I said, maybe the right thing to do is just make it as chaotic as possible, because I went down to see, had the time change going to Vegas for a couple hours, came back, got home at 4 o'clock, had to get back up at 5:45, came home and napped for 4 hours, and then slept through the night somehow on Tuesday, and I felt great.
Well, that is it.
And I never feel, I'm over 30 now, I never feel good during a time change anymore, but no, it's always an interesting thing when you look at time change, time zones, all that good stuff. But this is a big start to the start of the third quarter, Cam. Juab will kick as Cedar did win the opening toss. And Wasp defense that had been so good and really was good in that first half to only give up 10 points. It's when they gave up the last points that was critical. Now you got to step up and hope that those adjustments that Cedar makes, you could counter those.
And you have a little squib kick.
And it gets muffed, but then ultimately fallen on at the 36. So they did not want to give the Reds any opportunity. That was the first kickoff for Juab. So, yeah, we didn't even talk about that strategy-wise. There's guys they probably don't want to kick to, and they kept it on the ground there.
Well, and I almost wondered, I had a feeling onside kick maybe there. The angle was not an onside kick angle. That was straight down the field, and Cedar did a good job knocking it down, and they'll have good field position here to start. So here comes that big defensive stop, or this big defensive drive for this Juab defense.
Everett Kelling in shotgun. 2 receivers near side, takes the snap. It's a give up the gut. Juab again corrals quickly to the football as there's a lot of pushing going on even at the end of the whistle, but a gain of a yard from Braxton DeMille as Juab's defense starts well in this third quarter.
Yeah, it gets that first stop right there as Cedar came out and wanted to run it. Once again, it looked odd. It looked like motion happened before the play and no flag again. So I'm not sure what we're seeing, but it looks like Cedar's starting to move up the field when the ball is snapped.
So we got 2 to either side here. That tight end's in the slot near side. Single back for Kelling. Takes the snap, gives DeMille. Up the gut again. Juab says, Only another yard given up on the play by the Wasp defense. So Cedar saying we're going to try and run it down your throats like we did in the second half earlier this year, and so far Juab's done a stout job. It's 3rd down and 7, only giving up 3 yards on 2 plays.
Yeah, now you've got to come out. Now you've got the whole arsenal that you've got to go defend. Cedar could run here. You've got to watch your dual threat quarterback. So all those things are going to come into play here.
3rd down and 7, 2 near side, single far side for Kelling. Takes the snap. Play action, roll out, throws, has a man open, it's caught, and that'll be good for the first down. Wyatt Downard got his paw up and nearly deflected it. And then it was Bryson Downard that had to bring down Braden Crane, or was that Vance? Or
yeah,
Slade Parsons, excuse me.
Yeah.
Slade Parsons, my apologies there, makes the catch.
Bryson Downard and well-designed plays. You ran one deep and then just floated a guy on a little out route underneath. Rolled him that way, gave him the option to run or pass, and he connects and completes that pass.
2 near side, single receiver far side for Juab. In shotgun with it. Kelling sends a man in motion. It's going to be a run play on 1st down, and Juab gets there, makes an initial hit, but the legs keep churning for Braxton DeMille. He'll gain 4 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, Juab just got penetration and slowed him down, did Max Gardner, but unable he went high that time and slowed him down, but could not bring him down, so they get a nicer gain on that play.
And good blocking down. Those 3 linemen had a good seam and a good crease, so 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4 for the Reds into Juab territory at the 47-yard line. Trips near side. Tight end over on that far side at the line of scrimmage for Kelling. Single back once again is DeMille. Not a lot of subbing. DeMille, he gets rid of it quickly. It's complete to Gavin DeMille. Gavin sheds a tackle, stays on the sideline, tiptoeing, and then he's out of bounds. As, Ace Gardner, if he doesn't make contact there, that might be a touchdown.
Yeah, and Juab's saying he went out of bounds earlier, but the official is not marking that. We'll look here on our replay and see where he does not step out initially at the 40.
Nice. He's in bounds.
Yeah.
Wow, he does a great job tight-roping that.
Yeah.
My goodness. Trips far side, single tight end on the far side as well here, so no one to the left of Everett Kelling. On 1st and 10 at the 16. It's going to be a quarterback run right up the gut. Heads left side now. Kelling 5 and into the end zone for the Cedar touchdown. The Reds make it a 16-0 score with the PAT pending.
Yeah, and makes it tough on this Wasp team now. 3 scores down here with a half to play. Basically, you've got the better part of the second half left to play. But for an offense that is yet to put up points on the board, you've got to make a play.
So the extra point will now come from Cody Stevenson. Again, that field goal is what's going to make this a 3-score game here should he make the extra point. Now he's 67 for 71 on the year. Pretty darn accurate on PATs, above 90% at this juncture. So the snap is good, kick on its way, and that is through for the extra point. So with 9:21 to go in the third, it's Cedar 17, Juab 0. What second half adjustments have the Wasps made on offense? We'll find out next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Centricom Team Hive and KSLSports.com.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Coming back out, 17-0 Cedar with the lead as we look at this replay here, and this is just what they do with Everett Kelling.
Well, and he did such a good job. He dived like he wanted to go between tackles, planted the right foot, and bounced it to the outside and went untouched into the end zone, and just great running by him.
Well, great design. You have all four receivers over there. Now they're going to go with kind of this high kick. Juab just calls fair catch. Smart to call a fair catch right there. That far out by Caden Christensen. Because if you get hit, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so Caden signals for the fair catch, gives Juab good field position, but Cedar now again saying, hey, we are not going to kick it deep. They're keeping it in bounds right there, but a good job by Caden. Gets over, signals that fair catch. Good coaching there by the Wasps that, hey, if they do this again to us, feel free to call that fair catch at any time.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Juab's going to go trips far side, single near side. Most important offensive possession now for Juab, needing points in a 3-score game. The give to Brock. Brock's got a nice hole, sheds a tackle right side. Big run for Richard. Stays on his feet midfield, 45 to the 43, and that is how you start the second half on offense for Juab. Brock Richards.
Yeah, that's a 20-yard gain there by Brock, as he's going to be pushing now that 100-yard mark right there, as he's going to be about 5 yards short of 100 yards.
Give to Richards again. Cuts back. Great hole. Falls forward. That one's not going to go for 20, but it is going to go for 6, maybe 7, as Juab's starting to get a little bit of momentum with that offensive line.
Yeah, and starting to go with tempo here.
Down 3 scores. The way this has gone, tempo may be the answer for the Wasps. 2 to either side here for Price Armstrong. Armstrong takes the snap, gives Brock. Brock stutter steps, cuts back upfield, spins out of a tackle, and gets a first down before being brought down at the 29. Brock Richards putting this team on his back along with those 5 offensive linemen. That's another Nephi Western Federal Credit Union first down.
And you may not want to go tempo here in a minute because you're going to need to let Brock rest a little bit between carries.
It's going to be an option read. Price calls his own number with a good run down to the 20. When Price has made the decision to pull that, Cam, it's always been the right one today, and that gets him 8 yards.
Yeah, nice play right there, and they're going to make some substitutions here, but stay in that hurry up as they never huddle.
Trips far side, single receiver near side's Christensen. Price on second and short. Gives to Brock. Brock, big hole inside the 15, down to the 10. Keeps the legs churning, and they're going to mark him at the 9-yard line. Juab moving the ball here to start the second half.
And a quick drive, and the drive has been quick. We've seen it all. Now we've got an official down. We're going to take a minute here as an official goes down. Hope he's okay. But a quick drive running the ball, and Brock Richards just says, hey, I'm going to get my yardage right now, and pushes it in.
I really hope this official's okay over here. Hopefully just needs a minute to catch his breath. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centracom, Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking's #1 investment has been dependable truck drivers like you. That's why they provide their drivers with an opportunity to earn up to $75,000 a year driving state-of-the-art equipment. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers in Utah, Sanpete, Sevier, Juab, Millard, Beaver, Iron, Carbon, and Emery counties. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centracom Team Hive.
First and goal for the Wasps. Officials okay. Richards takes it down inside the 5. Another great run for Juab, and that really benefits the Wasps being able to catch their breath there for a minute, especially Brock Richards.
Well, and you may force Cedar to adjust their defenses. So they've had those 2 safeties over the top all game, and now they're going to have to get out of this as they try to get numbers to stop Brock Richards.
Brock keeps the legs going, and that's his shortest gain on the day, gets a yard. So now he got 3rd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, and let's see. I think I might run that read option again and let Price make a decision on, hey, there's King on Brock. I'm going to keep this and get out the outside.
Trips far side, single receiver near side's Caden Christensen. Armstrong, it's a low snap, picks it up off the turf, rolls out to his right. Price, becoming a runner, just throws it with his left hand. Dangerously, Cedar gets a paw on it. Near disaster for Juab near the goal line. It's 4th down. I imagine you go for this here.
It's 3 scores. You get it down to 2 if you can get the field goal in. But it doesn't look like Juab's going to change this. They're going to keep the offense on.
4th and goal from the 4. Down 3 scores, got to have it here to start. So maybe that let Cedar catch their breath, that little break in the action. Juab's going to go with 2 receivers to either side. Richards the back on 4th down and goal. Armstrong communicates with that line. Play clock is at 2 and at 1. Juab's got to take a timeout here, and they do. Oh, that is so costly to have to spend a timeout in that situation. Juab does spend it. It's an Nephi City timeout. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centracom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Your timeouts for the Wasps today brought to you by Nephi City. They support the Wasps and wish them luck this season. Juab yet to get in the Cache Valley Bank end zone. Cache Valley Bank offers mortgage and construction loan services and the Cache Valley Bank app for banking on the go, all with the touch of a button.
So you're going to go here, and this is a big play. If you can get in, you basically reset the half, right? You match Cedar's early score, you get your team in, but now you got 4th down. Now you got a lot of, you've got them all available here. You can give to Brock Richards. Take your chances there. You can run read option.
2 to either side. Armstrong, quarterback power, right side. Armstrong dives. I don't think he got there, Cam. He's going to be just shy as Cedar gets a goal line stand. Price reached out, but it was too late. The good news for Juab, you've got Cedar backed up inside the 1. Let's see on this replay.
Wow, and it is deep down there, and I think that's a good call by the official.
Price protects it initially.
Yeah, and by the time he sticks it out, he's kind of falling sideways there.
And that's as close as you can get in.
Yeah.
Without getting in. So Cedar's got it inside the 1. Now this gets interesting. If you get a hold or anything like that down here, that's safety territory. So we'll see what the Reds do standing in their own end zone now, up 3 scores, getting the stop. Kelling in shotgun. Communicates with that line. They go trips far side, single back. Is that tight end near side or far side? I'm trying to see where that tight ends line up. Near side. Handoff up the gut. And that's going to give them a little bit of room to the outside as that pile pushes forward to the 6. So a gain of 5 on 1st down and 10. The initial hit was good on DeMille right back at the line of scrimmage, but kept the legs churning. And now an injured Wasp. That's Carter Wilson.
Yeah, and Carter's going to make his way. Well, he's going to have to come off as they stop the game. So should be a short delay as he's making his way off. And they'll bring in a sub for him right there. But nice pickup there by Cedar to get out of that hole. At least give you some room to work. And I liked it. They kind of went hard count trying to get Juab to jump off. Juab did not, and then they ran their play.
Trips far side now for Kelling. Takes the snap. Give DeMille up the gut. Good run from DeMille, and he's got the 1st down. Really, that's a gain of 6 by DeMille on 1st down. Didn't notice they moved it another yard. Got 4 there, so that moves the sticks and gives Cedar a 1st down.
Yeah, and Carter Wilson's going to make his way back on, so just needed that quick breather right there. See if Juab can, now that they've got their full complement of linemen back in, if they can get this stop.
1st down and 10 now at the 11-yard line for the Reds, getting out of the shadow of their own end zone after that massive stop. Kelling takes the snap. Quarterback power right up the gut, gets hit, falls forward, gain of 5 from Kelling.
Yeah, and they're moving the ball, not in big chunks, but moving it in chunks just enough to keep the chains moving. And that Cedars will be content with that right now. If we can just keep moving this, burning some clock and getting after it.
Going to go 2 receivers far side, single receiver near side for Everett Kelling. Cedars, like you said, content. We're halfway through the quarter. Juab was going fast, but then took up a lot of time down on the red zone. Came away with no points. Kelling sends that tight end from left to right. Takes the snap. Run play right side and a fall forward. Not going to be enough for a first down. A gain of 3 from Braxton DeMille. Bring up 3rd and short.
So a good chance here for Juab if they can get some penetration, make a stop here, and get off the field. That'd be a good thing to do. As they've got some things going offensively, but it doesn't do you any good if you can't get the ball.
Going to go trips far side. That single tight end over on the far side as well. Watch for maybe a quarterback run to the left here. Kelling in gun. Brings that tight end now over to the left side on 3rd and short. It's going to be quarterback power. Kelling's going to get the first down as he gets out past the 20 to the 24-yard line, and Cedar will move the sticks yet again and be able to take even more time off.
Yeah, just kind of that 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Obviously, no dust on this perfect turf field here at Cedar.
Cloud
but that's
of turf,
the
right?
idea, yeah.
Getting those beads stuck in your cleats. Cedar is very content. Not using all the clock here, but they are not in any kind of a rush. Up 3 scores.
Yeah, not changing their rhythm, but not in a hurry by any means.
Kelling brings the man over to the right side at tight end now. Gets a new communication in with his O-line. 2 to the right, single near side left. Kelling, handoff, big hole. Braxton DeMille, second level, 45 to the 47-yard line before ultimately being brought down by Bryson Downard. I believe Max and one of the Gardeners chased him down as well from behind, but that's good for another first down for the Reds, really moving it, as remember they started at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and Max did a smart thing there. He gave up some yards, but he got him there. If he pulls him backwards, it's going to be a horse collar. So he just had to ride him forward and get him down.
First down and 10, ball at the 47-yard line of Cedar, knocking on Juab territory yet again. Kelling takes the snap, give up the middle, and a fall forward, a good run from Braxton DeMille, a gain of 5. And the way, Cedar's starting to run the football, really has run the football in this second half, Cam. Juab's got to make some kind of an adjustment here.
Yeah, getting a great push. That contact looks like it's happening at the where the lines are meeting, but that Cedar's getting a good push downfield, so that's about 3 yards downfield. Then when you fall forward, that's a 5-yard gain. So good push there by Cedar.
Second down and 5. And has Cedar thrown a pass on this drive?
I don't think so.
I don't believe they have either. Second down and 4. Trips near side, a tight formation that rolls Brent Martin over to the right side in motion. Kelling takes the snap. It's going to be another give up the middle. Juab does a better job corralling to the ball there, but it's still a gain of 3 on second and 5. Tackle made, I believe, initially by Wyatt Downard, and that will bring up 3rd and 2.
Well, and this, with that threat of the running quarterback, with Kelling to be able to run right there, Bryson Downard's kind of got to sit and set that edge where he can't just initially read and go after it. He's got to sit there and make sure Kelling's not going to pull it out himself. So tough spot there. They're kind of slowing down Bryson because he's got to read the quarterback.
3rd and 2 here for Kelling. Brings a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's going to be quarterback power up the gut. Goes off the left tackle, stumbles but falls forward and gets the first down. Did just enough to keep his balance there, Cam. Otherwise, that's probably a loss. But yet again, Everett Kelling moves the sticks.
Yeah, and they're taking 3 plays to pick up those first down, which Cedar is content with. Juab's got to find a way to get off the field here.
2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Wow.
A very quick-moving quarter. Juab was going no huddle on there. Cedar scored quick. Juab was going quick, and now Cedar's milked about 4.5 minutes, if not more, off the clock here. 3 receivers, to the far side with a single tight end far side as well. Kelling takes the snap, gives up the middle to DeMille. Hit early and then driven back. It's a gain of 3 from DeMille, and that will bring up second down.
One of the better stops is they do hold them to exactly 3 that time. And so this Juab defense has got to find a way. We got to get off the field. He gets 4 actually there. So
2nd down, 7 with trips to the far side. That single tight end, and again, Cedar rather, very content just getting the plays in at a decent rate. Again, not by any means going no huddle. Like you said, Cam, still within their rhythm. Kelling in shotgun. Takes that snap, give up the middle to Mill. Left side falls forward. Going to gain a couple more. Another 3-ish yards will bring up 3rd down and 4 here, as we're now under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and he didn't have much there. He found a little crease and just decided to dive through that crease, as Juab did a much better job. But it's probably 4-down territory for Cedar here, so you're going to have to make 2 stops. And the risk here is you sell out on this run and Cedar pulls one and runs a little play action on you. And then your secondary's got to stay alert.
3rd down and 4. Nearly 6 minutes now off the clock on this drive. I think it is at 6 minutes. I think they got it back with 6:30 to go. Man comes in motion. Kelling takes the snap. Quarterback draw up the gut. 1st down and then some. Everett Kelling down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Cedar has not thrown a pass on this drive, and they've got it down inside the 30 now and can really take this to the end of the quarter, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to run this one right out.
Very fast end of the quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it's Cedar 17, Juab 0. 4th quarter action next, right here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Centricom Team Hive and KSLSports.com.
So you're all moved in. How's your new roomie?
Oh, she's cool. She's also a biology major.
Oh, that's great. You guys can help each other stay on top of homework.
I just hope the classes aren't hard. I'm kind of scared based on what I've heard.
You'll do great, I'm sure. We're proud of you.
Aww.
You ready to go?
Who's that?
Gotta go, Mom. Have a dorm meeting in 2 minutes. Love you.
Hello? Hello? Who was that?
Centricom Fiber, because you don't just need internet, you need good internet.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive.
Well, this drive goes back to about 6.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Juab had marched down in about 2.5 minutes, got stonewalled by inches, and now Cedar in possession to really put this away. It's already not looking good for Juab, but the Wasps need a stop as Kelling cuts back upfield. Good gain on 1st down. This drive, Cam, is reminiscent to me as a young man. One of the most frustrating BYU games I've ever watched. 2009, week 2. BYU beat Oklahoma week 1, an upset. Max Hall over Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford got hurt in that game. As Kelling's got to come off for a play here. His helmet came off.
Yeah, and I was interested to see if Cedar was going to take the timeout to keep him on.
They'll throw Jackson Mann, the backup, in. And BYU plays Florida State the next week at home, so that crowd's rocking. They're ready to go, thinking this is a really good – and it was a good BYU team at the end of the day. But, man, Florida State – so many 3rd down conversions in that game where you think BYU's got them stopped. And it was multiple drives. This is just one drive here for the Cedar Reds. So, again, man in at quarterback. They're just going to run it to DeMille up the gut, and DeMille's going to get the 1st down and then some. Boy, inside the 15-yard line, as Cedar has just been a machine moving this ball. They started again at the 1-yard line, and this is now approaching 7 minutes of possession here.
Yeah, the 1-inch line. I mean, right on it. And we talked at halftime, Cedar was 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They have really raised their percentage up on this drive alone.
Yeah, and have probably converted more than 5 alone on this drive if we're looking at it. So trips far side, single tight end to the right, and no pass plays on this drive either. It has been all Kelling and DeMille. Kelling keeps it up the gut, falls that lead block inside the 5, takes the ball with him into the end zone for the Reds touchdown, and Cedar makes it 23-0 with the PAT pending.
Wow, and that's just a game-winning drive. That's a kind of drive that you use and you just power it through there, and there's so many weapons there because DeMille is the lead blocker coming through there, and when you see Kelling set back, you think pass. but he's just planting his feet to turn it up the field on you.
Extra point now coming from Cody Stevenson, as now there's going to be a stoppage in play here. Timeout called by Cedar on the PAT.
I think they might have been one short.
Huh.
No, they got 11, so I'm not sure what that was, but he came out there in a hurry to make that call.
There was something that they saw they didn't like there.
Yeah, Coach Hyatt saw something, and he's out there still. So I'm not sure what he saw, but he did not like it.
Was it where the ball was spotted? Is there a certain way? I think there's a certain hash they like to kick from, would be my guess, and they now move it to the left. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, it might have been.
Because now they move it to the left hash. Because with the PATs, you can choose where you kick from or where you snap from, or they're going to go for 2 here.
Well,
does that make it an official 4-score game?
Yeah, because if it's 24, that would be 3.
It's still
3 8-point.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions. Yeah. Okay, so this does make a little more sense now in the whole analytics of it, if you will. Kelling in gun, brings a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's a design roll. They're going to pass on the 2-point conversion as Kelling just throws for his tight end and just the tight end might have got thrown off a route or something that's incomplete. So this is still a 3-score game, as much as Juab's going to have to go in a hurry in 3 scores, but that is significant potentially down the stretch here. So, and now there's a flag out on the field on this 2-point conversion.
And now it's not in the end zone, so you wouldn't think it would be any pass interference or defensive holding. But we'll wait, and both teams have left the field.
Yeah, this is interesting. So Cedar gets called for an unsportsmanlike. Now that plays an impact on the kickoff, I would assume.
Yeah, and we're looking at a 3, and right now it's 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and then a touchdown and an extra point because you did go for the 2 and didn't get it. And now you're going to back up, and Cedar doesn't want to kick deep, so if they stay with that pooch kick, Juab should get even better field position. But where that ball is, well, no, they're where Juab's lined up.
Did they end up calling it on Juab?
We're gonna.
So maybe that's one that doesn't get enforced on a kickoff, where it was a 2-point conversion.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that's where that comes into play.
No, now he's saying we got to move it back.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. I was thinking, I'm like, is it because it was a 2-pointer?
Yeah,
but it was dead ball, so usually that applies to the next play. The down counts, you move on to the next play. So for the second time this now afternoon, as we move past Cedar.
Yeah, then let's see if this is if they're going to pooch it or if they decide to go deep here.
Kick on its way from the 25, and much better kick, but an opportunity for a return back at the 25. Stutter step to the 30. Right side with it is Tristan Coleman, and he's bottled up, so the coverage team does a nice job there for the Cedar Reds. Juab will have it at the 26, and now you are going to be a no-huddle really the rest of this game offensively.
Yeah, and I think you can still run the ball because you moved it so quickly with that running attack, but you do got to have the ability to come throw it and stop the clock when you need to, because there's just not a lot of time left in this one.
And on top of that, you've already spent a timeout. If you're Juab, you're down to 2 timeouts, so really going to have to be in a quick-moving situation here. Going to go 2 receivers to either side here for Price Armstrong. The back is Richards. Price takes that low snap, picks it up. It's now on the ground. Brock picked it up, but is going to get dropped for a loss. So that goes about minus a turnover, as poorly as you could, your first snap of the drive.
Wow, and it's not as bad as it looks. It's going to be a loss of about 3, but yeah, that snap's been low all day, and Price has been able to pick it up, and that time probably the timing was it wasn't there. It took him a while to pick that up and could not get it into the breadbasket of Brock.
Second down and 13-14. Cedar shows blitz. Price back to pass. Throws high over the middle, and that's incomplete. As he was trying to get it to Brock in a dangerous throw. Brock got drilled, but it was after the pass was deflected. So Now 3rd down and long.
Yeah, tried to sneak Brock Richards out of the backfield that time and go to him in that seam, but Cedar's linebackers had taken deep drops and then collapsed on Brock right there, and Brock hadn't quite turned around yet to see that ball coming. And
3rd down and 14, trips far side for Price. Pocket held, Armstrong complete down the sideline. Brady Gempler's got a lot of space. Gempler into Cedar territory, and he scampers out of bounds at the 32 of Cedar. The Cedar defender tried to make a play on the ball, gambled a little too loosely, and Juab moves the sticks.
Yeah, that was Gavin DeMille out there at that cornerback spot, the junior corner, and he made a great play on the ball and thought, I'm going to go get 6 here. Just didn't get there in time, and Brady Gempler able to bring that in, and then Brady runs down the sideline and just steps out when he sees he's done.
Trips far side now, ball at the 30 of Cedar. Armstrong pumps, going to throw far side, complete. 1st down for Juab. As I believe that was that Jaden Heap that made the catch over there? It was Jaden, and that moves the sticks for another Nephi Western Federal Credit Union 1st down.
Yeah, just that stuff underneath. So if Juab will continue to run a deep route, that takes the safeties with him, and it opens it up to one-on-one coverage underneath, and a big cushion there for Jaden as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Trips near side, single receiver right for Price Armstrong. Clap of the hands. Cedar's going to send 5. Price is going to become a runner. He's tripped up. He dives forward, gets some good yardage. A gain of 4 for Price on 1st down.
Yeah, and that was actually a great trip up because Price had some room to go right there. He was going to get the 1st down, if not more. And we'll try to just, that Cedar lineman dove and got just enough of his ankles there to bring him in.
And are they making Price come out for a play? I think they are.
Now, Juab can take a timeout, but you can't really in this situation. So you've got to send in, and they're going to send in.
Is that Caden Christensen?
Yeah, it's Caden that came in there. As the play clock
This is
runs.
bizarre. Is Juab going to go with some kind of a wildcat?
Well, Jaden Heap is. Brock Richards is behind, yeah, so.
It's going to be an option read for Brock. Cuts inside the 10 to the 5, dragging a defender with him, and he's going to be just shy of the end zone, right about where Price Armstrong was. A Cedar player loses his helmet. He's got to come off. He's not happy about something. And now is Price checking back. The jumbo package comes in either way here for
with Price, yep.
Juab, and Price is back out there. So 1st and goal at the 1 for Juab. Another Nephi Western Federal Credit Union 1st down for the Wasps.
Nice adjustment there. Just, hey, we've ran this play. Brock, we're going wildcat with you. We'll make them think Jaden's in the decoy here.
Now they're going to go with a Wasp push, and boy, that would have got you 5 yards at that point as Price Armstrong breaks the 0 for Juab, and they are in for the touchdown, and now you go for 2.
Yeah, and you don't have to.
Or do you kick first?
Yeah, you don't have to here.
This always gets interesting. There's very differing opinions on this.
Yeah, because if you go for 2 here, now it gets back to a 3-score game, right?
So you kick first.
You kick first and say, hey, it's a 2-score game, and you keep your hope in there.
Offense is staying out there, though. The play clock's at 23, so they're going to go for the 2 now. Are the Juab Wasps after the Price Armstrong sneak in for 6.
Could almost run that same play.
Coleman goes in motion. Price claps the hands, design roll to his right, now throws back to his left, has a man open, and it is caught. I believe that's Brady Gempler for the 2 points, and it is Brady. So Juab gets the first score and the first 2-point conversion, and they do it in a hurry. Took under a minute or under 2 minutes to get into the end zone.
Yeah, nice play design there for that 2-point roll. Roll him out to the right side, throw back, and just got it over the outstretched hands.
You had Caden streaking wide open, too. You had 2 good options there. So do you go onside this early, Cam, in a 2-score game?
And probably not. It's not that early anymore. We're looking at 8:43. You know how Cedar has, you might not see the ball again if you don't, the way that first drive went. So I would not be surprised either way here. I am going to guess they're going to go onside. Let's see if Cedar sets up. They're not going to set up for onside. So Juab might be able to squeeze one in there right here.
So Cedar does not really go hands. They got a couple guys that are maybe up another yard or 2, but this doesn't look like a hand. This is by no means a hands team situation here. Approach here for the Wasps, and they will go with a little bit of an onside kick, and the fair catch called for, and then the hit. Yeah, and that's why you call that fair catch. And that's going to give Cedar the ball back. The ball was caught at the 35, so that's going to put him at about midfield.
Yeah, and you got to know, because you're obviously, your team has talked about it. You've called it. You've ran that, and then you get that fair catch call, and then you just run right over him right there. So that's going to hurt.
Juab's coaching staff's arguing it, but like you said, again, they've done it. So is there something we don't know?
Yeah, we'll watch. I thought it was a fairly clear fair catch call right there, and pretty early. So.
And does the guy hitting, does Peyton Meyer just not see that he called fair catch? Is that what this just comes down to? He just didn't see that he called fair catch. And there's a discussion about it now between the officials. Cedar's coach was being told to head back to his sideline. This discussion's interesting here. Juab's not moving back yet. See what the call from the official is here. Yeah, kick catch interference.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the argument is. I mean, on the surface, it looks like.
Oh boy! And then an unsportsmanlike on Juab after the play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a. So you were going to have it at the 35, and now you're going to have it at the 35 of Juab now.
Yeah, so there's the first one.
Potential backbreaker.
Yeah. I mean, you just gave up 30 yards in penalties right there. And for the most part, we talked about maybe a cleaner second half, and it has been until that moment right there.
Two receivers to the near side here for Everett Kelling. Takes the snap. It's a give up the middle to Mill. Hit early, stays on his feet, and then Juab does a good job bottling him up. Just a gain of a yard on that play for DeMille.
Yeah, and it looks like that might have been Bryson Downard who kind of came in. We'll watch it on the replay and see who got that initial contact in the backfield.
It was Bryson, yeah.
And, yeah, just couldn't wrap him up, but slowed him down enough that the rest of that Juab team could get there.
Approaching 8 minutes to go in the ball game for Juab and Cedar. Again, the Reds scored the first 23 of the game. Juab gets on the board here late. Still a two-score game down here at SUU. Trips near side, tight formation. In shotgun is Kelling. Sends a man in motion now. Kelling, quarterback draw, up the gut. Bounces off a tackler. Juab does a good job walling there. Only a gain of a yard for Kelling. So, going to be the longest third down, certainly, of the second half for the Cedar offense.
And it looked like Kelling might have bounced off his own blocker there, and that gave Juab a chance to get over there to wrap him up. But once again, they're in no hurry. But this is, I mean, Juab could get out with a minute, only burning a minute off the clock here, if you can get maybe a little over, because they'll take some time before they run the fourth down play. But this would be a big, you were so good on third down defensively in the first half. Go be good right here.
Third down and 8. Everett Kelling trips near side, single tight end to the far left. Going to be a design roll. It's a throw. Kelling fires high, and it's incomplete. The pass was intended for Dylan Crowley. There was some hesitation. Ace Gardner got his hand on the ball. That stops the clock. And now an interesting decision on fourth down for the Reds.
Yeah, and they don't even look like they're thinking about it. They're just keeping Kelling out there, and they're going to run this on fourth down.
4th and 8. As there is some discussion here on the sideline, but I don't see any kind of punt guys coming out.
And there's no point in running the play clock down other than give you time to think about it, because the game clock is stopped here. And that's what they're going to do, though.
Or do you take the 5 yards and maybe give yourself a little more space to punt, more opportunity to pin Juab? But instead, Cedar takes their second time out of the half. We'll take it and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
4th and 8. The snap to Kelling. Juab brings blitz. Kelling rolls out to his left. A flag's going to come in here either way. Juab gets the stop. If this is a hold, Juab will decline this and get the ball in great field position with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, very interesting. We talked about it off air. We thought it might be a quick kick, and when he took it, I thought, it's going to be a quick kick. But he was going to run that out and kind of went out where he had no receivers, so he was single option right there. But, yeah, it looks like Juab declines the hold, and Juab gets the ball, and really a minute and a half is all Cedar. After taking 6+ minutes on a drive, only took a minute and a half off of that. And after getting great field position, after the double penalties down there by Juab, you remember that's how they got the ball to here. So
Max Gardner was the one in pursuit that got the tackle. So now Price comes out. Juab's going to go with an empty set here. Richards is in the slot. 3 near side, 2 to the right, low snap. Pump fake from Price, complete to Tristan Coleman, and that's a good gain on first down, but you got to go here, a gain of 5.
Yeah, and you got to make a better throw back to the official, so the lineman went and got it quickly so they can get it planted because the clock is going to run on you.
6:44 to go in the game. Still just a 2-score game. Weird things happen in state tournament games. Will this game get weirder as Armstrong in the gun, 2 to either side, takes the snap. Pocket holds. Price takes a shot over the middle. It's off the hands. He had his receiver there. Caden Christensen. You do not see drops from Caden very often. 3rd down and 5 now.
And that's tough on a receiver. You got a high throw going across the middle where you know they're waiting for you right there. And Caden probably went to check the defender and just unable to bring that one in. But it was high. It was going to be you're going to have to make a great catch anyway.
3rd down and 5. 2 to either side for Price. Takes the snap. Cedar brings blitz. The throw for the first down, and that will move the sticks. The old reliable Caden Christensen makes the catch there out at the midfield marker at the 50-yard line. Then they're going to mark him at the 49.
Yeah, and interesting play call here. We'll see if that's a setup right here.
Trips near side, single to the right for Price. Armstrong takes the snap. It's a flea flicker. The give back to Armstrong. Price loads up. He's got Heap in one-on-one. Jaden makes the catch at the 15, and he's out at the 10-yard line. The flea flicker ran to perfection as it dropped right in the breadbasket of Jaden Heap.
Yeah, we talked about if Juab scores quickly, this is going to be interesting, and now Juab's got 1st and goal inside the red zone.
Trips far side. Single near side for Armstrong. Clap of the hands. It's a roll to the right for Price. Armstrong loads up. It's short. Had his receiver for a moment, but just didn't get enough oomph on it, and that will stop the clock at 5:56.
Give you a chance. And then that looks similar to the 2-point conversion play. I was waiting to see the rollback, but that was more standard. Just flood that side over there and see if you can get a receiver open.
So now the clock stops. 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. That might have been the best high school flea flicker I've ever seen executed. The blocking was great. The pitch was perfect. The pass, the route, all done perfectly by Juab. 2 to either side for Armstrong. Takes the snap. Throws it low. It's caught, and they're going to mark him at the 4-yard line. Peyton Meyer makes that catch. It's like, get you closer, but it does keep the clock moving here.
Yeah, now you've got to go. But the important thing at this point is get into the end zone.
3rd and goal from the 4. 2 to either side for Price in shotgun. Takes a low snap. It's a give to Brock. Brock off tackle, tripped up, and he's down at the 3. Just tripped over his own lineman. 4th and goal, and Juab's just got to go here.
Yeah. You can't burn a timeout. You've got to just get the play call in and get into the end zone here.
A lot of time coming off here for Juab as they are getting. I get you want to get the good play in, but you probably needed to have 2 called there on 3rd down.
Plenty of time on the play clock, but it's the game clock that's ticking down.
You're now going to be under 5 minutes after this play. 4th and goal. Meyer in motion. Armstrong, clap of the hands, design roll to his right. Price towards the end zone. Is he in? He is short at the exact same spot, an inch away from the end zone. Two times Armstrong's ran it on 4th and goal. 2 times he's been denied just outside the goal line.
And yeah, he thought he was in. We'll watch on this replay as Price shows a burst of speed, gets hit at about the 3, and not down yet. Oh, that one,
that's closer than the other one for sure.
Yeah, that one, it looked like he turned in the air and stretched that one out before he was down. So now, but if you're Juab, you've got to sell out right here. You've got to get a stop and get this ball back.
So Cedar's defense, 2 goal line stands as it's a run to the right. Quarterback tripped up, and forward progress is going to prevent this from being a safety. But the good news is he didn't get a yard.
Yeah, and now at this point, Juab may have to start to use timeouts on defense. On offense, you can control the clock a little bit, but on defense, you might have to. So we'll see what they do here.
Forward progress, they are going to give him a yard, so that gives him a little more space. 2nd down and 9 for the Cedar offense. Game clocks, or play clocks at 20, game clock at 4:21. Boy, did Juab need that bad. We're talking about a 2-score game, and 2 times you've been at the inch line. Kelling in shotgun, trips far side. Takes the snap. It's going to be a run to the left side. Kelling's got some room. He's tackled, though. No gain on the play. Juab doing a nice job. Are we going to get a timeout here the way Coach Downert's coming out? I don't think so.
No, he's going to let this one go. So you might use it when you know they've got a punt here.
So ball back at the 2-yard line for the Reds. Game clock's at 3:44 in a 15-point game.
Yeah. And this will definitely be a timeout if you can get the stop here.
Kelling on 3rd down and 9 in shotgun. Awaits the snap, play clock at 4. Standing in his own end zone. Kelling's going to take a shot off the hands of the receiver. You don't have to use the timeout, and frankly, the way you're backed up, Cam, this gets real dangerous with the punt.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that call because you probably weren't going to burn any clock, but you were going to make Juab burn that timeout and be down to 1. Now you save the timeout. You're backed up at the 1. You're going to have a short distance to get that punt. Your punter's got now. If you are Cedar at this point, there's probably no problem. You might step out of the back here because it's still 2 scores and just take the safety.
The snap is good. Very quick kick. Juab's going to have good field position here. Heap catches it. Stutter steps at the 30, cuts upfield, sheds a tackle, and then ultimately gets brought down at the 25-yard line. So Juab's going to have 3 minutes, still a 2-score game. But that stop, the 2 stops by Cedar at the inch-yard line, the difference in the game right now.
Yeah, and if you're Juab, this has to be quick. I would not burn my last 2 timeouts here offensively.
No.
So you've got to get this into the end zone in a quick way and give your defense a chance and burn those timeouts on defense.
Ball at the 23 for the Wasps, 2 to either side. Armstrong, low snap, corrals it. Price doesn't see the defender. It's a low ball, but caught by, I believe that's Caden Christensen, but his knee was down. In the NFL, he could get up and go, but a gain of 6 yards on 1st down, 2nd and 4. Clock running. Armstrong, 2 to either side, clap of the hands, back to pass. Price pumps, decides to take off and run with it, sheds a tackle. Armstrong not going to get the 1st down as he's down at the 15-yard line, 3rd down and short here.
So now you've got to make sure you get, you want to pick up this 1st down and get the clock stopped. If anything, the clock will stop, not for very long on these when they've moved the chains.
The give to Brock. Brock keeps the legs churning, gets the 1st down, does Brock Richards. So Juab gets it, a momentary stop of the clock there with 2:21 remaining. And Cedar's down to 1 timeout. Juab's got the 2, and you obviously want to save those for the impending defensive possession potentially here. 2 to either side. Armstrong, clap of the hands, back to pass, pocket holds. Price throws short, complete. Christensen spins out of the tackle. He's going to be right near the sticks. I think he's about a half a yard shy. And then a flag comes in here.
Yeah, and that's going to stop the clock and move. I don't know what.
Face mask, maybe? Caden's grabbing at his on that zoom in. It showed Caden kind of tugging at his own face mask.
We'll see here as he went there, not yet, and it might have been underneath there as he fell over Caden.
Yeah, officials right on top of it. So that the penalty's big now clockwise. I mean, it's not going to give you a ton of yards, but it's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, and gives Juab a chance to basically a free timeout as the officials are going to huddle up here.
Now, very smart by the Juab coaching staff to have their guys get together. This is the closest two-score game I think I've ever seen. The way this has gone, just bizarre. It's semifinal football is what it is at this point.
So we still haven't got the call or the placement.
So they will call a face mask. And I think he was trying to maybe rip the ball out, missed.
Yeah.
You grab the face mask. So here we go. First and goal at the 1-yard line, 2:07 to go in the ball game. A score here from Juab gives them another massive breath of life. Brock Richards, no, it's Armstrong, and he is denied again at the 1-yard line.
So Juab's got to go, and you got to go quarterback keep here. Just run him up and push this in.
1:49 left. The give to Brock Richards. Brock is in there. So Juab gets on the board again here with 1:43 to go. They did a good job getting up quick, Cam.
Yeah, and they had 2 plays called. They did a great job there when they had kind of that mock timeout there. And now, I think there's a couple of different trains of thought on how do we do this. Do we go for the 2, or do we make sure that this is a 2-score game here?
1:43 on the clock. Juab's got the 2 timeouts. Either way, I think you got to go onside kick on this. Regardless with the 2 timeouts, I think you gotta, even with the 2, I think you go onside kick.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But the train of thought here, you're going to go for 2, try to make this a 7-point game, or is that a 6?
No, it'd be 7, right? No. Yeah, it'd be 7.
It'd be 7 at this point. The rollout to the right for Price on the 2-point try. He throws back corner and it's caught, threading the needle between 2 Cedar defenders. And coming down with that out of the back of the end zone, Gage Vance. Vance Refrigeration with the 2-point conversion. My goodness.
Wow, and he just ran a great route, got a great throw from Price, just dives it in there. And Gage in the corner of the end zone, able to bring that in. And so now you've gone for the 2. You're in as good a situation as you could hope to be, as you're 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions. Now the onside kick will come, and you've still got your 2 timeouts.
So even if you don't recover this, I mean, you're going to be down to 40-ish seconds even if you force the 3 and out. But a recovered onside kick does not necessarily end the game here. A bizarre game. We've seen an 8-minute drive. We've seen touchdowns called back. We've seen jump balls. We've seen 2 goal line stands. This semi game has had about everything you could ask for as Juab will approach here for a potential onside. And they go low, but send it back to the 20. It's a live ball, and then it just does not die and goes out of bounds. So Cedar gets it at, this is going to be the 35 is where this is going to be spotted at.
Yeah, and then not a bad call. You kind of tried to kick that to the open space and say, hey, we're running forward, and that ball tried to spin and stay in, but it just trickles out of bounds at the 20 or at the 17. So
wasn't those Josh Park chip shots we were seeing last week, right?
No. Definitely not those. So now, but because you were able to keep your 2 timeouts here, you've still got a chance to get the ball back here.
First down and 10 for the Reds. Again, Juab's got the 2 timeouts. The defense has gotten much better after that long 8-minute drive. Here for Everett Kelling now for the Cedar Reds in the backfield with Braxton DeMille. They've been the wreckers in the second half. The gives DeMille left side, keeps the legs going, and he gets stood up, but a gain of 6 for DeMille. And now they're going to say 7 as that pile finally stops and is blown dead. They'll mark him a gain of 7.
Wow, and if you're Cedar coaching staff, I think I'm yelling, hey, blow that dead, because you know Juab's reaching at the ball in there.
Absolutely.
And so you've got to have...
the clock's going to stop either way with the timeout, so it's not,
So, yeah, Juab probably trying saying, stay on your feet, let us swat at this ball, and he did a good job protecting it right there.
Oh, without question. And when you're a guy, we've seen it, guys that rush for 1,000 yards, well, they keep getting the ball because they don't turn it over. We see it with Brock Richards on the side for Juab, and we've certainly seen that this year for Braxton DeMille. He's also found the end zone 13 times. So,
yeah.
Second down here. A good gain, though, for Cedar, so Juab's going to have to really dig deep these next couple of downs.
Yeah, and I think now first down would probably end this game.
Yes.
So you've got to make sure you don't give up that first down. Even if you're reaching for the ball, at some point you got to make the tackle.
So second down and 3 for the Reds after a gain of 7. 1 timeout left for Juab, and yeah, that would a first down ends it here. Wasps no quit after getting down 3 scores, but just a couple of heartbreaking drives that ended literally an inch away from the end zone twice. 2nd and 3. Everett Kelling, quarterback power, right side, push through. That's going to be a first down. And the Cedar Reds, in their first year in the 3A back in the 3A classification for football, are going to find themselves playing for a state championship next Saturday up in Harriman.
Yeah, so it should be victory formation here.
Did Juab spend the timeout?
They haven't showed it yet.
Yeah, the clock's running, and now Coach Downard will take it with a minute left, but it's not going to matter. You can take 2 knees and end it. We'll take a quick timeout. Be right back here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
CF Moto is just the latest addition to the Jorgensen's Power Sports lineup. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side or a quad, CF Moto has what you need and at ultra-competitive prices. So stop by today and see what all the hype is about. Located at 980 South Coveview Road in beautiful Richfield, Utah, or find them online at jhsport.com. And as always, you can text or call Jorgensen's Power Sports at 435-896-6408.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Team Hive and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in, and the Cedar Reds 2 snaps away. They'll be able to kneel this one out. It was just a bizarre semifinal game. It was 3-0 for much of the first half. A late score from Cedar. Now, a little bit of pushing going, and now both teams. The quarterback didn't go down for a hot minute.
Well, Cedar's interesting because they get in the shotgun to go victory formation. And so, I mean, there's some good of that. The risk is you get a bad low snap or something that sneaks through, but you do have an extra guy back behind there. But it gives your quarterback a chance to look things over and go down when he wants, and it burns just a second more. But this should be the last play.
And that'll do it. Your final score here from SUU. The Cedar Reds 23, the Juab Wasps 16. The number 1 seed moves on to the state championship next Saturday in Harriman. We'll take a break, bring you our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next, right here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSLSports.com.
Ebenezer, you have yet a chance to escape my fate. Am I destined to end up in chains like you, Jacob? Worse, without triple rewards, but you can still change your destiny with a Mountain America Rewards credit card.
With a Mountain America Rewards credit card, earn 3 times the points on every dollar spent until the stroke of midnight on December 31st.
Triple rewards are better than I thought.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Being part of one of the most advanced power plants in the world, it's going to be exciting.
It's important that we're listening to our customers that want clean energy.
And so I love the fact that we can power our homes here in Bountiful, but we can also be thoughtful about the environment at the same time. The power revenue bonds are completely backed by the future sale of power, which saves everybody money. And so historically, we've had lower power rates thanks to having this resource.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Let's head back to the field for high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centracom Team Hive.
Final score here from SUU. It is Cedar 23, Juab 16, the final. As Cedar moves on to the state championship game, got up 23-0, Cam. Juab gave a great effort there at the end.
Yeah.
Can't say enough about, the not folding and gave them some shots there. Just literally a game of inches if you really look at the end of this.
Yeah, really 2 inches, right? But I think Price twice. The first time, definitely just that inch short. That second time, and on the far sideline, the official said 1 inch short again. And so, Juab, but to get the 2-point conversions, to give yourself a chance is what they did. And, they had the onside kick that just kind of went out of bounds on them, and that was kind of the first thing. But, yeah, it was a heck of a football game. It didn't – lots of excitement and lots of good things in that game.
Without question. For a game that was 10-0 at the half, a lot of fireworks late in that Juab ends up winning the second half by a score of 16-13, I believe, was the second half score. But multiple big plays, right? The touchdown before the half was massive, where Cedar got the ball to start the second half, and then those two drives that ended inside the one. Like you said, a game of 2 inches essentially for the Juab offense.
And you got to give a lot of credit to that Cedar offense. That drive there in the third quarter.
You called it a game winner.
Yeah, and I think that was the game winner. It shortened the game. Juab didn't have enough time to get back in. They were able to push it into the end zone, and just a great job.
Your post-game show, once again, brought to you by Sunrise Engineering. Visit them at sunrise-eng. Just kind of waiting for Brad to get us this. I do want to go over the stats real quick before we wrap this up, before the next semifinal game. And Brad, he's close.
He's on his way.
We can see through the window. Brad will be here in a second. Coming up next, we'll send it away from radio, but it will be a Team Hive broadcast only. The White Horse and Rich. Is Rich going for a three-peat? I'm trying to remember how many. I believe it may just be back-to-back at this point for Rich, but they've been very good at 8-man. A great football tradition up there in 1A, and so that White Horse has kind of been the surprise this year in 8-man. This is only the second time they've ever played in a semifinal game ever in their school's history.
And I'll tell you, I'm a fan of it. It keeps teams involved that would maybe not have to be able to stay with football. Matter of fact, I think a team added this year. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I think somebody added this year. It's great. It's fun to watch. And you talk about this Rich team. I've seen this Rich team play once. And that was me and Larry Masco went up there to do Juab Rich, just to show you what it was in a playoff game. Juab won that game, and then we stopped and did the South Summit Manti game maybe on the way home. So it was an interesting thing.
That sounds like a Larry J. trip right there back in the day for sure. Brad James delivering us the stats here. Final stats, tied in first downs, 19 apiece. Total yards, Cedar only ends up with 309 to Juab's 373. 5.5 yards per play for Juab, 309 for Cedar. Red zone, that's where the difference is. Cedar was 3 for 3, Juab 2 for 4 in red zone. And Cedar, by the way, was 4 of 6 on third downs in the second half.
Yeah,
I thought it was maybe a little more, but
after 0 for 5, that's basically on one drive right there.
Second half scoring plays real quick. Let's see. Everett Kelling with a 15-yard scamper and then a 14-yard scamper that made it 23-0. Price Armstrong on that QB sneak made it 23-8, and then Brock Richards made it 23-16. Juab got both 2-point conversions. Brady Gempler on one, Gage Vance on the other. Individual numbers, Brock Richards, final game as a Juab Wasp over the year, has been so good over the years. 24 carries, $142 and a score. Price 43 and a score. DeMille finishes with 103. Kelling 82 and 2 scores. So more than doubled their production from the first half.
Yeah.
I think they had 50 at halftime. I think they went for 122 in the second half. Price goes 14 to 26 for $179. Kelling 9 of 18 for 131. Christensen 6 for 43. Heap 3 for 68. 3 for 19 for Myers. Gempler 1 for 44. Coleman 1 for 5. Crane 3 for 39 for Cedar. 2 for 45 for Slade Parsons and a score. Gavin DeMille 1 for 31. That DeMille catch in the third quarter and that opening drive was huge. That was 3rd down and 6.
Right.
And a big chain mover there that kept that thing going. So those are your final numbers. Dax DeMille, your leading tackler at 7. Bryson Downard, your leading tackler for the Wasps with 5. Well, Cam, a fun season. Juab got back into the contention of things in a one-score game in the semis, a heartbreaking way to go. Cedar comes down to 3A. And, boy, that 3A game later today is going to get real interesting. Round 3 between Manti and Morgan. Morgan's always a mystery come playoff time because they play such a difficult non-region schedule, and then it's kind of easy pecking in their region at that point. So should be fascinating the rest of this way.
You know, it's going to be I hate to see this season come to an end. That's a senior group that that not a lot of basketball players in that senior group, but a lot of kids that I spend a lot of time with. And so, you know, to watch Brock Richards walk off the field for the last time.
Jaden Heap, a lot of good seniors.
Peyton Myers, just all those seniors. Caden Christensen, who's kind of become, I've been a fan of his golf game throughout this. And so it's hard for me to sit up here and watch them walk off. You know, you got some great kids returning next year with Wyatt Downer, Price Armstrong. So always it goes on, but, you know, it's always a little, I don't know, makes you feel a little melancholy when you watch kids for the last time walk off.
Well, that's the thing. You know, when people get in our positions, they ask, you know, does it get personal for you ever? Obviously for you, knowing these kids, teaching these kids, being in the community, it gets personal for me too. I've called Brock Richards' game since he was a sophomore. I've called Jaden Heap's game since he was a sophomore. You get to know these kids on pay, and sometimes, you know, later they take your wife's class at Snow, you know, and make those kind of things happen. So, no, a great group. And a great season for Juab. Cam, always good to be with you on the call. Are you calling basketball with me this year?
I don't know. We'll see. If they give me the call, I'll take the call.
Well, the guy behind you is the one to talk to who's taking over for me. So either way, always a fun football season with you, Cam, and have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, you too.
Big thanks to executive producer Barrett Hilton, all our camera people. We'll send it away from Radioland. TeamHive.live's got and KSLSports.com, your place for the next matchup. It's Rich and Whitehorse. You've been watching high school playoff football on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Centricom, Team Hive, and KSLSports.com. My name is Tanner Wilkinson. Have a good afternoon. Your final score, Cedar 23, Juab 16.
Rise it on! You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah sports leaders, Centricom, Team Hive, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom, Team Hive.